You're good. So yeah, you can look for you'll look for the snap point before I said you're good. So it's in there. I can see it. It's visible.
Oh, it's very high. Yeah, I can see it.
Well, you've got it. Mine's not that high. I mean, but it's a spike. It doesn't matter. It's an obvious spike. You can see there's a nothing and a. So.
I got a very sensitive.
Mine might not be well because you got to remember okay. So the way this microphone's set up is it's projected too. It's not listening back here. So the other thing is the speakers are there and the microphone's listening this way. So that's probably why it didn't come through sharp on this end. But you'll see it. It's visible. You can see it because I don't have the fan on, so there's nothing else to fuck with it right now. So okay, so we'll just I think that no, we're not streaming yet. But here I'm just gonna go live, and because we could just keep talking. So yeah. So how you doing, Frank?
All right, Scotty.
Good.
Scotty
good.
Too hotty.
Scotty too hotty. I have to try to make sure I don't fuck with my mic a bunch, or else you'll get a whole bunch of shitty reverbs in the mic. It says waiting for Brainy Beaver Games. Oh no, there it goes. Now it's going live. We're good. So to the people out there watching, the 3-4 whopping people out there, welcome to Way Off Topic Radio. Our channel was not, well, the channel that I made for us, it's our channel, was not ready because I was a fucking idiot.
Oh, we gotta wait a week. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I know. Well, we gotta wait like 24 hours, but we record once a week, so here we are. I could have recorded on OBS and then ported it over afterwards, but we just decided that we would use the channel. Look at that. One person already left. They're like, this isn't a fucking gaming stream. They're gone already.
They're not playing Tetris. What's going on here?
Tetris would be awesome. I could do like while we play, I could always put like Geometry Wars or something up in the one screen here. We could do. Hey Craven, how you doing, buddy? Shitty reverb. Shitty reverb is the funniest reverb, or reverb. Okay, hey reverb, are you getting a reverb?
Me personally, no.
No, Craven. He's laughing at me now. Hey Craven, tell me if you're getting a wicked bad reverb. Here, I'll listen to. Let me look at my banana. Maybe I'm pumping this in a weird direction.
Yeah, I should have the stream on this computer. That's what I set it up for. My ADHD is killing me tonight, man. I cannot focus on anything. It took me like 2 minutes just to send a link to Mike. I don't even know if he's in there.
Maybe I'm set a little high here. I could always turn it down. He'll tell me. It's another day in paradise. How are you tonight? No reverb. Okay. You're just being dick. I'm just kidding. I like Craven. Craven's a good guy. Paradise, where do you live, Craven? I probably asked you this before, and I apologize for not remembering. But anyways, this is supposed to be a podcast, so we don't want to talk to the audience too much. I will engage with you guys a little bit, but we record these also for the radio, for the podcast. So we're gonna try to stay a little bit more on topic and keep moving forward.
Whoa.
I mean, I could just close this chat stream and not engage. I like to play reverb. I see.
Doing this because like, I mean, I was thinking about it, like, they
not engaging is no fun.
Yeah, like almost like because all the different topics or just different stories that we come up with, people can relate to. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I think, like the best part of this is if we see somebody like just like say like this happening or whatever. And, oh shit, and that can lead into something else. You never know. So
we should all call this the ADHD podcast. That probably makes sense. That's basically what this is. Yeah. This is the ADHD hour, essentially. We're trying to make these about an hour.
What just happened is what I was hoping would happen, and
exactly.
It hasn't even been 2 minutes.
So no, that's it. Exactly. This is exactly what the show is about. It's called the ADHD hour. There's Bella Charge just popped in. Hey Bella, sorry to pollute the gaming channel with this non-gaming content, but I did indicate on the title that it was a podcast, so you have been thoroughly warned, my friend. But yeah, so wait, I was gonna say Frank. Yeah, he's a podcaster. Now, for people, I haven't been very vocal about it, and I'm gonna start being. But I have been podcasting with Frank here. Not that I didn't want to, Frank. I got a lot of things on my plate, and sometimes I forget. You know how it is. So
yeah, I don't take offense to anything. Right?
No, yeah, we're moving this a little bit more forward on the YouTube front a little bit. I've been meaning to get a channel together for a while. We do have a channel, Way Off Topic Radio, already set up. Just look for the cow with the guy sucking the teat, and the sense that's the logo. So yeah, it's very similar to the it basically is the image for the thumbnail. But anyways, this is like episode God knows God knows what. But I guess Frank's been doing this for years, but I've been doing this for only about a year.
Yeah, exactly 5 years last week.
Okay,
5
there you
years
go.
on Tuesday. I've been podcasting because we had our.
Oh, but that's podcasting. Okay, but what about the Way Off? How old's the Way Off Topic? Because I know that I've been your co-host for the last year.
Basically, I started
Or almost a year.
Probably 20 shows into, so it's been almost 5 years. So you figure about, like right around next March-ish,
Okay.
would be 5 years for this. But
Okay.
because I was using this channel to test out mics, test out software, or whatever for ICP. So it didn't sound like the main show. We were, using it to test shit out. And then I realized, people kind of liked me just rambling about nonsense, But I can't do it by myself. So then I started asking people to come on and do it with me, and then I had to make a new channel because we were talking earlier about it. Like, people don't like it when you do something a little bit different that's not your normal, and then people are like, "What the hell are you? This is not what I want." Unsubscribe, dislike, and then talk a lot of shit because I'm a badass.
Craven's telling us we need to get one of those robot ladies that Team Skeptic has. One of those, you are my favorite big man.
Yeah, like he's bouncing back and forth with his videos and how he does it. It's either like he's going for just a floating head in the black background with his black shirt. So it's
I don't. I've been. I haven't. I mean, let's face it. I've been playing a little bit more with having myself in my videos, and But you know what? Lately, I've been having a little bit more fun with this green screen back here to the point where, like, I need a bigger green screen, but it's going to be hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like, as it is, this is green fabric. Like, it is shit green fabric. It's terrible. Like, here, I'll just show everybody. I can show everybody for a second with the magic of filters. I can just turn that baby off for a second. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? You can see the fold lines from where the shit was folded even still. And actually, this is two sheets. This is actually a seam line that I have safety pinned all the way down, and there's a support structure I built. Like, it rolls up. It's pretty badass, actually. But that's just a seam line. So
I have beautiful guitars right here for my background. So
I think it's amazing. I can put myself on a tropical beach. I just can't afford to actually put myself on a tropical beach. But I can pretend, goddammit. And you know what? If I put that VR headset on that I'm going to get one day, if Oculus ever ships it, it's really a interesting thing when you dispatch your money to somebody and they go, "Good, we'll ship it in a month." And you're like, "What?" And they're like, "Thank you for your money. We'll get this to you later." It's like, fucking Jesus Christ. You give me my product? Oh my God. That's the worst. It was like shipped by the 20th, and I was like, I did not see that before I hit sale. Because I could have bought it on Amazon 2-day delivery, I think, for the same price. Maybe not, but
Amazon's the shit, dude. I have a gaming headset coming tomorrow. A 7.1 surround, or 7.1.
You're talking about earphones. I'm talking about the vision of virtual reality.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, "Where the fuck is Scott?" And I'll be like, "That's too bad. I'm playing Bridge Commander. I'm running Star Trek, bitch."
Dude, season 1, or no, it's not season 1. Episode 1 on the last season of fucking
Iron the Shift Left.
what's it called? On all of a sudden, the glass breaks, and then fuck. It's on
You
Netflix.
got to excuse Frank. Every once in a while, he has mini seizures while he's he doesn't sleep enough, and he has these moments where he just goes haywire. And,
It's like,
I'm pretty sure maybe it's all the repetitive neck injuries from all your head-on collisions or your rear endings that you've been in at this point. Frank can't keep his vehicle from hitting the vehicle in front of him to save his life.
I mean, I just didn't notice that the entire highway was dead stopped while I was doing 80. You know, what can we do?
I hit a Peterbilt one time. He was, but that asshole, I guarantee he downshifted. Like, didn't use his brakes. He was downshifting. He had 40 tons of sod on top of that flatbed. He didn't need to use a brake. I guarantee it. He just started downshifting. He was heavy as fuck. And then, but doesn't matter. There was a pretty girl on the road, and I will admit where I've been. I'll admit where I made mistakes in my life. I don't remember exactly if she was the distraction, but to this day, I vividly remember that short skirt. So there's the potential that I was just clearly looking somewhere else when this all went down. And I'll take responsibility for that. I regret nothing. She was cute. Yeah, and I was young, so I didn't have this separation between these hairlines here. I think that's where the headset sits. That's what I blame. That's right.
I have never, been able to get in them pants on a highway.
Getting them pants on the highway?
It's pretty trying to get a chick's number or whatever. Yeah, what's your number? Remember that? I mean, people used to do that.
Shouting out the window? I didn't shout at her. I didn't whistle. I just was like, yeah! Not audibly. Just in my head.
Yeah, boom!
No, basically, it was like, woo! Shit! Smash,
Oh, my goodness.
He didn't even move. That thing, Bella Church says, sup, Frank, in the comments there.
I have the stream on right there.
There you
it's
go.
very distracting because I am like maybe a quarter second delayed on like.
Well, actually, we're a quarter second delayed from what?
Yeah, like I'm looking at like 2 different delays right now, so it's kind of. But,
well,
yeah,
to be serious about it, they're like freaking 15 seconds behind us.
So,
because I've got a 10-second delay on our feed, which I probably could reduce that when it's just you and me.
What do you do that for? Like what can you like if you see something wrong or a problem, what can you really do in 10 seconds?
Lots. 10 seconds. 10 seconds is a long time when you pan it out.
That is true.
I mean, when you 10 seconds. I mean, think about how long 10 seconds is. I mean, when you're sitting there looking at
land, 10 seconds is people have turned you off and found another one already.
But that's what I'm saying. 10 seconds is like when you count out 10 seconds. I mean, so let's pretend that you bring a document up or you go to switch screens and you accidentally totally dox yourself. You put your name right up on the screen. Here's my name. Here's my address. Whatever, anything. I mean, your wife comes in the room, you quickly smack her around, you run back to the computer, you tell it to discard the delay. Nobody ever knows you beat your wife. See, it could solve a lot of problems. But
I can commit a murder, pull her back out, and nobody will know.
You just gotta whip the gun out, clack, 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 really fast, and then discard the delay.
That is a great. That's like a really great way to. Kill someone and get away with it is live stream and do it, and then cut the 10 seconds out, and then sit back down as they're dead.
It's bullshit. I was live streaming all fucking night long.
Like, yeah, exactly. It's like I couldn't have fucking killed her at that very time, officer. I was live streaming. Look,
I couldn't have killed that bitch. I mean, my wife.
It wasn't me. I mean, that cunt probably got killed.
Careful, we gotta watch the C word. That's one that'll keep us demonetized. We're not monetized yet here. We got a long way to go. How many subscribers do I got? I got 32 or something like that. We'll get there.
Hey, what's up, Greg?
Well, that's Brainy Beaver. That's games.
Greg.
Lone Wolf Gam? I don't recognize you, Lone Wolf. Welcome. Well, maybe that's Lone Wolf Gaming. Well, I apologize if you came to see gaming tonight.
It's Lone Wolf Gam.
Gam
is Greg. Greg something Miron. Yeah, GAM.
Is that
he's
your
been a long time listener of ICP for like 5 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
6 people.
He's literally like our longest like known listener anyway. That reached out and said that don't worry, you'll get a lot better.
Yeah.
But
don't worry, you'll improve.
But I could tell that there's a lot of talent that's going to come out of this. And he was right. It was insane. Why are you black? That's crazy looking.
I'm black because I don't need you to see what I'm doing, Frank. I want to play with myself. Come on, you cut into my beat off time here.
Hey, there's my brother. What's up, Mike?
Oh, you know what? I just realized the reason that you probably didn't clap in as hard is because I left the fucking noise gate on. So like by time it like, so like it's there, it's visible. But by time, that's what happened. Because by time it picked up the clap was almost over. So it was like, and there's your little spike. Because it is, let's face it, noise gates have a touch of a delay, and claps are real quick. When we set up the audio, when we line them up, guys, we had to do the good old fashioned like the old clap.
You said that docs word again. That's the second time tonight I heard that word docs.
How do you? Are you about to ask me what the fuck docs means? How do you not know what that means? It's like not an. It's not a. It doesn't matter. It's been a common word in the internet world for a very long time. I respect the fact that you didn't know what it is, but at the same time, what the fuck, Frank?
Dude, I work too much to care. But my point being is, yeah, were you watching the whole Steve going over Kyle's fucking emails?
When was this? Recently?
It was tonight. Yeah, he streamed it tonight with that Cheshire chick, and he basically released all the emails between him and Kyle, and proving that Kyle committed all this fraud and everything. And good God, man! And I just want to know what the hell Godless Engineer's role was in this. Like, did he just take us the wrong side, or did he do something wrong as well? I don't know, because I don't know if GE should be called an asshole. I can't tell if Steve has a problem with GE now or not because of this. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna minimize Audacity, which shouldn't do anything to affect it. Check. Close, check. Open, check. Yeah, okay, it's fine. I just want to close it so I don't accidentally hit fucking stop or something, because that would suck. That would really screw up the audio for the podcast portion. I'm sorry for coughing, people. No reason. So you were asking about. Oh, I'm black still. Fuck, sorry. Oh, that's not the one. Oh, man, there I am. Okay. Well, you were asking about GE, and I mean, I've kind of generally stayed out of this, but I mean, okay. So I do have an understanding. Well, I do have an understanding of what occurred. Well, I was about to tell you.
What's that?
Well, if you want to know, I was about to tell you. Like it's like.
No, I have to turn my volume up. That's all.
So what I was gonna say is that you would ask what GE's role was and why he deserved to be called an asshole. And I mean, the truth of the matter is, I like GE and Brainy Harambe. I like GE, and I watch his stuff occasionally, and I laugh. I enjoy it. But I guess the big problem was
ukulele.
That's whatever. I think the big problem was it wasn't that he picked the wrong side. It's it's okay to be lied to. It's not your fault to trust somebody. I mean, if you've been lied to multiple times, I mean, there starts to become a point, I guess, maybe. But even then, it's really not. I don't think it's a flaw for a human. Did you see Casey jumped in Team Stream? When did this happen? Yeah, I mean, Bella, that's what I was about to say about the double down. So Bella called it in the comments. So Casey's his wife. But anyways, but yeah, so the problem is it's not a big deal to be lied to and deceived by somebody. But what the problem is that he just doubled down so hard. I mean, a lot of us kind of tiptoed around a little bit and we're like, geez, I'm really not sure what occurred here. But he just, I mean, he was in the live chats banning people and like telling people, just fuck off. I don't remember that. I don't remember exactly what the commentation was with if there was vitriolicness, but all I know is that he was in there banning people, and I mean, I imagine telling people to F off. I mean, he was very much basically crusading for Kyle, just to get it out. So it just became this. Yeah, but he was very much Team Kyle. Like, and even when it started to become kind of like evident that maybe Kyle wasn't right, he still was just Team Kyle. He was just hard. Like it was almost like, you imagine somebody going through the chat window and just being like, "Yeah, for my lord," like it was just to an excessive level, and I mean, there's only a few answers for that. Either you really, really trust this person, which I guess could be the case, or obviously there's, it's monetary at that point, which I can't blame a person for. It's really hard. It's a hard thing when your wallet depends to a degree on something. I know I don't have a lot of money, and it's really hard. Like, if somebody had to make me choose right now between, like right and wrong and making money, I mean, I get the debate, right? Obviously it depends on how right and wrong we're talking. Murder a baby or make $100, it's like, well, or whatever variant of that, you know what I mean? It's
like, I mean, I'm just thinking, because like if GE knew all this and still did all that, like it's messed up. But if he didn't know just how much of a lying piece of shit Kyle really is. Did I
say something else? So you said Mrs. G? Well, yeah, if I said something else, it's, Casey is Mrs. G.
Yeah.
So.
But that's what I said. I was like, that's Kyle, GE's wife, yeah.
No, I was looking in the comments there, but yeah. So. But
she has a channel too. I never watched it.
Well, it's actually very much based off of, I mean, let's face it, they were catapulting her using him, which makes sense. That's what I would do. I mean, it's a good way to get, you get your wife involved, if she's interested. I mean, it's a good way of trying to build a career as a couple and a family. I can't blame him for that. There's nothing I would say. There was nothing I would say. Yeah, stop censoring man boobs.
Yeah, this is my co-host, man.
That was Fight the Flat Earth on his. That guy was obsessed with Fight's boobs.
Fight. I mean, yeah, he's got some really nice, hot. Yeah,
hot toddies. It's got hot toddies, does he? Oh, KC. So, somebody thought it was Kyle Curtis. KC. I see. That's interesting.
Oh, well, yeah, that's close. Yeah.
NA. How's it going, buddy?
But like, when I read it, I knew exactly what you meant. But yeah, it was like Casey. Like, yeah. But I always thought it was like Casey, like Casey at the bat. But then I saw it written out, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's Casey. All right. So it must be. And they are in the South, so they do have like 5 fucking names. Like Billy Bob, Jim, Bo, whatever. So
yeah.
I'm sure they just, it's KC is probably Kristen, I don't know. Kristen, I don't know.
Everybody's a moderator.
Anyway. Huh?
Well, there's 8 people. Yeah. I don't know that 8 people are talking. So whoever's been talking, you're all moderators.
Mike and everybody else.
All of a sudden, all the people not talking are like, holy fuck, what about me? I've been watching. Wonder if Multi Tom-Tom's in here yet.
I'm a fucking moron.
Multi Tom-Tom started to have a love affair with me. I've started to earn my street cred, I guess. What's funny is that I was doing my videos, and some months I get out more than others, and I sometimes would get the attention of some of these flat earthers, but it was only when I started live streaming more that all of a sudden I had them popping into my comment section, saying things, more of them coming in and saying things to me, and they would find me in my live streams and start shit talking in the live streams, which I absolutely adore. I love it. Bring it on. But I remember saying something to somebody, I was commenting back to somebody in one of my comment sections under a video, and somebody it might have been one of these fine folks in here, even like Craven or somebody's like, I wouldn't worry about it too much. He's been leaving that same comment in everybody's thing. So he said it might be a pat on your back kind of thing. He said, because congratulations, you've made it into the cycle, or into the I'm part of the main group of people.
You're not doing a good job until you get a lot of hate from them.
That's exactly, like, people are like, man, I get so much hate from the flat earthers. I'm like, fuck you asshole. I want all that hate. Like, come on.
Like fucking Simon Dan, 250,000 subs now, and he's got the most hate out of, like, I mean, literally, I've seen every single flat earther mention him numerous times on their own shit. Like, they literally have made him what he is by hating him so much. You should
make Multi Tom a mod. Oh, fuck that asshole. He was in my chat. Okay, I posted that polar bear. Did you see that one, Frank? The polar bear and the seal? That's right. I think you commented, didn't you? Either way, he is in there. He's like, he said, he's like, he did a caption. He captioned it, which is all the, by the way, hats off Multi Tom Tom for being a sport at the very least. But, because he actually didn't just say, you're stupid. He actually captioned it. But he captioned it like, I can see a high tide and a low tide at the same time. This guy has to be a troll. No, did you see my stream the other day? This asshole has to be a troll. There's no way he's not a troll. He somehow, apparently he believes
I was in there right in the beginning.
Oh my god, apparently he believes towards the end if there's a section where I draw, if you fast forward, you'll see it, because you get the little preview. You'll see a point where I bring up like paint and I draw like a child with stickmen. And it's kind of a fun section. Frankly, I should cut it out as a highlight, because it should actually, that's a good point. I should cut that out as a good highlight. But apparently Multi Tom Tom believes that the entire world experience a high tide and a low tide at the same time. Like, apparently both. That's kind of the exact response I wanted. Thank you.
What? There's no faucet and drain.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. Somebody told me when I was like, how would you explain this, a high tide and a low tide at the same time? He never got into saying that doesn't possible. What he started saying is, I believe there are drains on the bottom of the ocean. I'm like, yeah, but if you drain the fucking water on one side of the tub, it still doesn't make a high side and a low side of your tub. And I get maybe in a bigger body of water, I guess maybe, but like, oh my god. When you just said what, that was just too much. I'm sorry. Because this is exactly how I felt. I'm like, Multi has to be a Poe, right? Multi's a Poe? He's a Poe. How? Joseph Vicario. Joseph, nice to see you in here, buddy. I don't recognize the name, but if you're new...
No, it's my brother, Mike.
Oh! Well, if you like seeing gaming, hit subscribe. This is a gaming channel, typically, but I was...
Can you make him a moderator?
Can I make him a moderator? Look at that, pitching out favors to family members. What is this, the House of Sod?
Mikey Mike. Yo, get this. Mike, story about Mike that like one of those Facebook awesome stories, because there's so many negative ones. Here's a positive one. The only reason I ever made a Facebook account and was because he found my sister on Facebook, so I had to so I wanted to make an account, and this was 11 years ago, I think. Yeah, about 11 years ago, maybe 11, 12 now. I don't know. Mike, tell me 11. I'm stupid. So, he found my sister. So I made a Facebook account so he could see what I look like and know a few things about me before we actually talked for the first time. And it turns out he's older than me. So I thought I was the oldest kid, but now I'm the middle kid, and I feel like, God damn it, I was the oldest at one time, but now I'm not. It sucks. No, but it's awesome, man. Like, Mike's great. Like, him and my sister look exactly like, just, he doesn't have tits. Like, Mike and me, like, we don't look that much like, but my sister and him, good God, which started to make me think that I'm adopted.
There was like this. Go ahead, sorry.
No, it's just because like the Linker side is very short, and I'm not.
No, that's fair.
I took on.
Do they all have narcolepsy problems? Like, do they fall asleep and crash into people all the time like you do? We got to keep it flavorful here. People came for a shit show, you remember? So I got to poke at you.
Well, yeah, it's almost been. The last time I crashed something. A deer ran out in front of me, and I hit it at 85 miles an hour.
I watched a deer hit a car the other day. You know, they run out and smash into the fucking side of it.
Yeah,
you've seen that, eh? I've had it happen.
80 miles an hour.
Oh no! But 80 miles an hour, doesn't it just like obliterate the side of your car?
And I just hear bang, and I'm like, the hell was that?
This was more like.
And then I'm like, what happened to my headlights? And I'm looking because it's 11 o'clock at night. and then I noticed that my hood is up like this, and I'm like, oh no. So then
You're like, it's awfully dark in here all of a sudden. Like, holy shit.
Dude, I started freaking out, like, what the fuck did I just hit? I'm looking behind me, I don't see anything. And I just floored it, and I got home as fast as possible.
He's like, he just floored it.
And I didn't tell Missy.
Oh my God. Did you even check what you hit? He's like, I fucking murdered somebody.
I thought I might have hit somebody.
He's opening the fucking newspaper the next day trying to find out if there's somebody died on the highway.
Yeah, I would, dude. I was.
That's what murder is. That's like, you didn't even check to see if you hit a fucking deer or like just left a child suffering in the ditch to die. Frank rolling away. I can't believe I hit something. What the fuck? I've had such a tragic night.
Me of all people too.
Oh my God.
Oh, and the next day was Missy's birthday.
Hashtag pink mist. Bella charge. 80 miles an hour. Boo. I watched a deer come out one time. The other day I was way less than this, but okay. So the deer the other day, I'll start on that one. I was driving down the highway, car, they're 100, 200 yards in front of you, probably like 200. And all of a sudden you just see like, I think it was like a couple deer run out. One got past the vehicle and the next one came out and it was just right into the fucking buckle. Just like, just knuckled to the ground.
There is always going to be another one behind us, so just fucking stop.
Well, it slammed. It was funny because, like, I saw it, because, of course, from the angle I'm at, you don't get a lot of depth perception because it's far enough in front of you that the vehicle, let's face it, ultimately is just a cutout of the back of a vehicle. Really. And let's face it, you weren't ready for it either. So your eyes are just attaching to the situation that's occurring while you're seeing it happen. So the deer runs out, you catch the big white tail, your eyes lock on, and then then I just see the other one, and it like hits it and then crumples to the ground. And I was like, I thought it got hit. It was just happened so quickly, and then it ran off. And of course, as I drove by, I went by real slow. Expecting to see a deer maybe like in the ditch, like moving slow, but it was like gone already. So, and then the guys pulled over and I seen them looking at the side of the vehicle. I'm like, oh, I buckled. That's why I saw it crumple to its knees, because you could see where it kind of like the neck came in and it just, of course the vehicle's going so fast it's already passed, right? So it just buckles down in the highway. But I mean, it got up, it was back on its feet. It was moving.
Dude, people don't hunt anymore.
Oh, I hunt. Well, I don't have time to hunt lately, but around here, Chester, people hunt around here. There's lots of deer getting shot. Don't worry.
Not around here, there isn't, and they're starting to like it's becoming a really dude. I know so many people that hit a deer this year, and they like even on like those big signs about on the turnpike, just to like give you a heads up. The heads up was watch for deer from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
You're gonna hit a fucking deer, bro.
Like, no shit. Like in my rental car, as my brand new 2018 Kia is getting rebuilt for $14,000.
The best one.
That sign on the turnpike.
The best
in a freaking rental.
The best one that it's okay. The best one that I saw was my dad and I. It was when I was younger. We pulled out on the highway and to go to town. Pulled out.
Everybody's posting food emojis of bacon.
The deer ran out. It's a big buck, nice big rack on it. It ran out, antlers down, charging across the highway, and we transport just went by at like 100 kilometers an hour, so that's like 55, 60 miles. Went by, and then so we pull out behind it. It's gaining distance because we're just accelerating, but it's only maybe 75 yards in front of us, and out comes the deer running head down, and it hits the side of it. Its antlers obviously planted into the side. It was like a wood load, so of course it was very, there's bark on there. There's all kinds of shit. So it wasn't like it hit the side of something smooth. It hit the side of something very like rough, and there's little knots and wivel. What I'm getting at is there's places for the antlers to fucking go.
Right.
And so when it hit the side of it, it just like it grabbed the antlers. Like think about how fast this would happen. Okay, so this happened like in a frame if you were filming it. My dad and I, because remember, we've just pulled out behind this transport, so where are our eyes looking? Directly at this bullshit. So it runs out, hits the side of the transport, and this all happens like in a flick of a finger. It basically spins its neck and rips it into the air at the same time because of the force of where its antlers hit, and then just being like just lifted like that, and because the transport's going full speed, so
Sure.
like not even a hesitation. The transport probably didn't even know he hit it because it was on the back end of the transport. Probably didn't even have a clue. So runs out.
I hit it there either.
Yeah.
I didn't know until I got home and I seen the hair around it.
Well,
I
yeah.
didn't know I
Well,
hit.
you knew you hit something. You just thought you might have hit a person. You were like, "Fucking Bigfoot's back there, motherfucker! Drive!" That's what happened to you.
I had to wait 24 hours to figure it out because, the first thing I had to do was brace Missy for the sight she was about to see before she saw it because I didn't want her to get shocked to see it. So, but I wanted to.
Now he thinks he hit an animal. He's like, I didn't know what the fuck hit. He's like, no, I knew it was a beast of some sort.
Jersey Devil.
He's like, the Kraken's back there. God damn it!
It was cool, so she had a good night's sleep. I wanted to give her a good because it was 11 o'clock at night, and if I told her when I came home, then she'd be all pissed off, freaked out, and she wouldn't be able to get a good night's sleep. So I figured, let me give her probably the last good night's sleep for the next couple of weeks at least after this. So, that was her birthday gift in the morning.
She wakes up. She's sleeping in the car. You hit the thing. She doesn't wake up for that, but she wakes up like you covered head to toe in blood. It's like what? You wake up. You wake up in her face going, "Shh, shh, it's okay, Missy, it's okay." It's like I didn't mean to do it, Missy. I didn't mean to. Covered in blood.
Before you say anything, it's not my fault. I just want to tell you, this isn't my fault.
Oh my god!
I literally dude. She was about to walk out. I was like, no, I'll walk the dog. You just, it's your birthday. I'll walk the dog.
You
So
ever?
I walk the dog, and I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, what the hell am I going to say?
You ever have those times where you go out when it'll be pouring rain, and because we've all had shitty things happen to us in life. I've had cars flood on streets where the fucking pumping station shut down and the fucking streets turned into rivers. All my friends are like, "You went under an underpass, didn't you?" I'm like, "No, I didn't fucking drive under an underpass. I was on a street. I was just in the middle of a fucking street, and the street became a river." I was like, and then a truck went by and washed the hoods of all the small cars. Well, I mean, I'm not a small car, but I'm a car. It doesn't matter. It was like, whoosh, clink, fuck. It's just you knew it because the RPM dropped like a rock, just hit the bottom. You're like, yep, that was the fucking thing being packed in. Cylinder just driving right into a wall.
And that's when you wonder to yourself, why did my family move and stay this far north? It's so ridiculous where we live.
Well, where I live,
a sudden river.
Well, where I live, it's a floodplain, and that was like a
because of all the
freak.
snow and rain. And
No.
through.
You gotta remember, summer's here. Okay, it's a big country, dude. It's cold as fuck, don't get me wrong. I'm in one of the coldest places in the country, but at the same time, I'm also actually in one of the hottest places in the continent. So, yeah. In the summer, it's fucking hot here. It's brutally hot. So, yeah, no, it's
brutally hot to you, though.
Oh, over 100. I mean, it definitely doesn't hit 100. Oh yeah, 100 and we get 100 and oh yeah. It's dude, just because
high up, really? No
just
shit.
high up. I live within 2 hours of the American border.
Yeah, and I'm 6 hours below it. So
yeah, but that's what I'm. But
get
that.
that
But you got. That's what I mean. I get okay, so I can get. Last summer we got 38 Celsius without humidex. That's an actual raw temperature.
Wow, 38
Celsius. That's Celsius, dude.
I know. I have a Celsius thermostat. I know how hot that is.
Yeah, well, I think it's 100 and something.
As I know. Yeah.
It'll get, and then with humidity, but you got to remember with humidity, it can be feels like 45.
Oh, yeah.
So
dude,
you know,
it here in Jersey, it's it'll be 80 degrees, actual feeling temp 110 because the humidity's 98.
I get 114 sometimes here in the summer. Craven, where's that again? You told me already. It was in New Jersey, right? Or no, San Diego.
I'm in Jersey.
No, he said San Diego, I think. Yeah,
it's always hot there.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna try to compare where I live to any Death Valley or Florida, Miami on a hot day, or California on a.
Death Valley?
I have not, but it looks like hell to me because I hate being hot. Like I would
Dude,
almost
brutal.
rather be cold.
It's
Okay,
brutal.
I'm gonna tell you a secret about being cold. Okay, when you're hot, first of all, they won't let you work naked. Typically, it depends on your job, I guess. But for the most part, most of us are not allowed to work naked. That's usually an issue for me because I'm a big boy, got a lot of hair, and I sweat. So we can't work naked. So and we're not women. I don't get to wear a nice sundress to work. So heat. Heat can kind of go to hell because once you're hot
Well,
and
in this day and age, you are allowed to wear a sundress.
that's
to
true.
work.
I'm not gonna, but that's fair. Well, actually, I might not be allowed to anyways because of the job I'm in. Like you got to cover your legs because if you cut your legs, then workers' comp doesn't want to cover you and all that kind of bullshit. So, and plus I've literally walked. I mean, you know what it's like, Frank, to go in mechanical rooms. I've walked by shit, had it grab my pants, slice them right fucking open, and you just look back and go, "Wow, I'm really glad I'm wearing pants right now." These are garbage, but my leg doesn't have a gash that's 8 inches long. Like,
Yeah, it's like for some reason there's no cage around this cooling fan.
that you leaned against and almost seared, like you feel the heat burn right. You're like, as you get off it, and you're like, motherfucker. It like singes your pants, but you meanwhile you only have like a minor first degree irritation burn at best, and you're like, well, that would have really blown. All these kinds of things happen. So I've seen people show up to work in shorts in our job, and I'm like, I honestly shook my head and I thought, how?
I send them home. I go get some jeans.
Yeah, but I thought what company actually? I think I asked his company allows it, and I'm like, what mechanical company? And I said I think it's
It's
fantastic.
unprofessional.
Well, I said I think it's fantastic for you because if that's what they allow, I think it's fantastic for you because congratulations, you get to have some wind in your balls, and it would feel great. I'm sure it would feel great, even if you could change into them sometimes. Like maybe you're outside shoveling. And you're digging a fucking hole. It's 1,000,000 degrees out, and maybe they'd be like, oh, in certain situations it's okay to change into a certain attire. That would be great. But you get companies where it's like, oh no, long sleeve shirt, gloves, glasses, hard hat, ear protection, long pants, 6-inch boots. Fuck. By the time
Steel toe.
Holy shit, by the time you button yourself up into all that stuff, you don't even have to move 5 feet and you're like, give me a second, I'm sweating here. You go through buildings, I shit you not, I've worked in construction buildings here, and because, like I said, it'll get 100 and something degrees here. That is on the extreme end, but it will do that for a week or two straight at some point, where it'll get so hot that I'll be going to service calls where people are going like, it's not working, and I'm like, yeah, it's hot out, and they go, well, it's not, it's just not cooling the building, and I go, it's 38 fucking degrees out. And they're like, but it should be cooling the building. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. They're not designed to cool the building when, they're designed to help. At this point, they're basically just not designed for this. Because we only get that for 2 or 3 weeks of a year where we get extremely hot. We generally have a hot summer, but let's face it, we have a very short, extreme hot season. Because we are in Canada. I mean, let's face it, that's what really changes, is the length of the summer. I mean, the growing season here, if you were growing weed, you'd have to grow one of those Afghan species or something like that. Something like 60 days or something like, go!
Outside.
It's, yeah, so, no, it's, but, I don't even know where we started on that. See, this is the point of the Way Off Topic Radio, everybody. It's called the ADHD Hour. Way Off Topic Radio, HD. Oh, I'll find a place to go with it. So how are your balls, Frank? I'm just kidding. See where that takes us.
Hey, well, I had to jerk her into a cup in the fertility.
And there we are. Congratulations. Welcome to the Way Off Topic Radio, everybody. It's probably the best podcast in the world because, holy shit.
I really got...
You just say whatever.
Honestly, dude, fertility clinics, if anybody...
See how that segued? That was perfect.
Can you get better material in the room? Because, I'm sorry, but...
Are the pages sticky? I've never been in one. Are the pages sticky? I've never donated.
They have DVDs. They have 4 DVDs.
Yeah, but were the sleeves were the sleeves kind of gross, or were they?
It's just
it's a little creepy, right? You sanitize your hands afterwards, I imagine.
Well, they have a chair there, and they have doggy pads, and you put the doggy pads on the chair.
Wait! whoa.
Not even
Well, no,
joking.
we have to back up. We have to start slow here. I've never done this. There's maybe people out there that have. I haven't.
I've done it 3 times.
I want to know. I have not experienced in this. I want to know, okay? And people are putting eggplants in the comments, so we've got a lively activity here. So what I want to know is what the fuck did you just say? You can't. So is this just a regular chair? Is this like a chair you'd have at a library? Is it a special chair? Like, what are we talking about
it's
here?
It's just a big brown recliner. It's very big. It's like a pillow.
How big's the doggy pad? I don't know what to tell you, but if I'm excited, I can hit places that my wife and I were not prepared. Like, that's the thing. I mean, that wall's spackled, dude. Let's face it. They have to clean that place.
Dude, it is so hard to get aroused in that fucking room because I'm very skeeved. Like, I can't see blood, I can't see wounds, or it skeeves me out. And then I go in there and I think, how just like this place is disgusting. Like, instantly, I think this is disgusting. And then you read the DVDs they have for you, and it's so like 13-year-old porn like level, and I'm almost 40. Like, I need Germans almost killing each other as they're fucking. You know what I mean? That's a
little extreme, isn't it?
I'm joking. I need a German shitting in a chick's mouth or something.
Ew, come on.
Kidding. It's the whole. It's the whole.
I'll tell you, once we get monetized, you're gonna have to watch that dirty mouth of yours, Frank.
It's fine. This is a monetized.
Everybody's like, didn't he just ask him how his testicles were?
Chinese and Japanese porn is a joke. It's so.
Is that like that fetish fart stuff?
It's so weird, dude. Like, the one that.
Do I have 33 subs in ANA? Somebody take a screenshot of that and send it to Russian Vids. He'll love it. Or what's his? Apparently, I have 33 subs.
33 subs on this channel.
This is Brainy Beaver. Well, this is Brainy Beaver games. Remember? But hey, listen, all of you people out there, we're gonna be Way Off Topic Radio, and we have the channel already. You gotta look for the cow milking the dude, or the other way around, I guess. The dude milking the cow. But either way, he's sucking it right from the teat. That's the point.
Or you can go on Twitter if you're on Twitter. Follow the show. Twitter, whatever. It's Way Off Topic Radio. Just drop the A, because Twitter can give you 400 characters.
Yeah, because you already have a Twitter and all that for that, right?
Yeah.
Good. Run that social media like a dirty whore. I've got my own. You can run that one. I love it. We've diversified the duties. And Frank and I are going to be splitting any profits out of the Way Off Topic Radio if it can get monetized at some point. We'll see. We'll get there maybe. I mean, let's face it. I can push it through Brainy Beaver. I think it'll get there. I think we got a good thing going here.
And we're also going to have Phoenix West on with us a lot from Lord.
Phoenix West is actually a real comedian.
Oh yeah, and he's who I do LIW, the Twilight Zone review with. We review. We're in season 4. We're almost finally out of season 4.
They're watching the worst show ever.
A year, dude.
Just kidding.
It's horrible. It is awful. Good God. It is so bad.
I only watched the 1 or 2 with you. I actually liked the airplane one. That one was good. That was like the only good one, wasn't it?
What? There's something on the wing?
I don't know what they're called. That's your thing.
One?
You mean, I'm not my wife. She's good with names. The one where they're
Track.
The one where they're predicting. I don't want to tell too many people too many things. I don't want to spoil it for people. But the one where, the headset on the airplane is predicting the outcome. It's like the first one or the second episode, I think.
That's the new one.
Well, of the new series, yeah. Oh, you're watching the old one.
That was if it was a troll, if that whole season was a troll.
Yeah, except for that episode was good. The one I'm talking about was the only decent one in the whole thing, and it was very much a Well, that's what you were saying. That's what you were saying at the time. I haven't watched the whole thing. Okay, fair enough. But it was pretty good.
I would say 3 were good. The rest were
Craven, Mordick. Good night. I think he might already be gone. I see we dropped to 9. Buddy, bye, buddy.
Later. Peace, man. Thanks for coming on our first stream.
Well, I mean, we're on the gaming channel, but we weren't able to. Anybody watching right now, Brainy pulled a boo-boo. He didn't hit the button that requested verification so we could stream on our Way Off Topic radio channel. So instead of just recording it, we decided we just stream it here and get it some exposure. Start doing that, you know.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So
Send it to me on Discord.
what the hell? Oh yeah. Yeah, we have 2 more episodes left of season 4, and we're finally out of it, and we can get into season 5, where there's a lot of good ones. But like, so the marathon was on, right? Like it always does on Syfy.
Yeah.
Their Sci-Fi channel.
Yeah.
Right.
Syfy. I remember when that happened. I was like, "What the hell is that? Is that?" But I mean, I knew I was like sci-fi, but I'm like, okay.
It's Syfy. Yeah, Syfy.
Well, they don't actually call it
So
Syfy,
on-
do they?
No. Phoenix and I do, but they don't. They call it Sci-Fi. They don't actually even call it anything. They never address themselves on their channel. But anyway, so another, like every New Year's, the only thing I look forward to is the Twilight Zone Marathon. And you'll never see a season 4 on there, ever.
Oh, really?
So every once in a while, maybe like at 3 o'clock in the morning when it's going, they'll play 1 or 2 because they're an hour long. But there's no good ones. There's only 1 decent episode in the whole season. It was awful.
Hey,
Hour-long episodes.
I don't know if we've told all the people in here, but we'll drop it right now at 49 minutes into the podcast. Tell everybody in here that's listening, these are some I think it's Bella and some of my good listeners or watchers on YouTube. Maybe tell them where they can find us on the different podcasts. And I'm gonna adjust my screen here while you do that.
Yeah. So iTunes, obviously, that's go there and find it. But any podcatcher app, whether you like your phone, iPhone, Google, whatever, Podbean is probably the best podcasting app. Personally, it's as close to iTunes as you're going to get when you can also host a podcast through it, like we are.
Yeah,
that's what we use. So, but it's also like an iTunes. You know what I mean? It's not just. But anyway, so you go there, and I think it's got the best sound. Because like the biggest thing with podcasts in the podcatcher apps is the sound quality changes through all of them. Because they're all taking it from iTunes anyway.
right.
That's why iTunes always shows like they're 90% of where all podcasts are viewed. They say, but that's not really true. It's all these podcatcher apps that different.
Well, I don't use iTunes. I use Podbeam or Podbean. That's what I always used.
Yeah. I mean, but there's like but now like all like iHeartRadio and Pandora.
It's funny. I'm not even
Spotify,
following our own podcast on Podbeam. I'm such a dick. Dick. Keep going though.
But my point being is they all rip it from iTunes. So Podbean doesn't. Well, Podbean does also. Like,
they obviously either pay or get paid like a little thing to like spread the word or something.
Right. I mean, Podbean offers a lot. Like we can stream through Podbean.
Ooh, we gotta update our picture though. You've got, or unless you want to leave it like that. I guess that's how it's always been. We could leave that like that. We should get the milking cow on there.
It's on the Twitter banner.
But I mean, yeah, if that one's always been the image for the podcast, then just leave it like that, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's because iTunes is so particular with your fucking thumbnail. It's got to be exactly a certain dimension and everything. So
interesting.
I just made the picture. It's just it's a pain in the ass, is what it is. But what Podbean does is they don't rip everything from iTunes. Because they don't have to rip anything that is posted through them anyway, and they're one of the biggest hosting sites to begin with. It's like them, and or you can do it through your website somehow. That's what Phoenix does. He puts everything through his loitering in Wonderland .com, I think, and he does like 40 freaking podcasts. It's insane.
It's a little bit excessive, isn't it? At that point, though. Sorry, I was looking down at my phone. It's very, very disruptive.
That's every but like all the shows that he does, he literally does like 8 to 12-minute episodes long because he talks it in fast, and he goes through the whole fucking episode he's doing like I've been listening to his like I stopped watching What's that show called? The zombies.
Oh, Walking Dead?
Yes, thank you. So I was a big Walking Dead fan, right up until the whole fucking season lull troll of Negan. Who he killed, remember?
I actually didn't get that far into it. I think I stopped around the time that his wife died, and I think they were getting involved with those townspeople, maybe. I don't remember exactly where I was, but... Yeah.
That sounds about the fucking recipe of Walking Dead. Recycle that over and over.
Well, I mean, I only have so much.
And they get in with some other people.
A show that I could watch... A show that I've watched twice now, like repeat, like I've start to finish again, and I'd love to even do again eventually. Is Breaking Bad? Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Oh, Breaking Bad.
I love Breaking Bad. It's such a good show. It was so good. I was riveted every episode, and of course, I didn't. It was already done, and the whole series was out on Netflix. So, because I did that thing where you're watching like 3 episodes a fucking night, you're like, just pumping it into your veins. So yeah. It was good. I liked it. Pizza on the Roof, all that shit. I mean, and of course Cranston. He's such a good actor. You know, like the scenes where, he's talking about. She's saying, "Well, when are we gonna be done?" He's like, "Be done." You know, I'm making money. You know, kind of thing. And it was like, she's like, "Come with me," and she takes him down to the storage locker. Shows him the big pile of money. She's like, I can't. She's like, I can't even launder it all. She's like, it's coming in so fast. She's like, I just keep having it delivered here. She's just piling a big fucking brick of money the size of a mini or like one of those like Fiats or something like that in the middle of the frickin' room.
Some of the problems I wish I had.
Sorry?
I said some of the problems I wish I had.
Yeah, fair enough.
What to do with all this money?
Well, yeah, right, exactly.
What do I do with all this money?
What a terrible problem.
I watched the pilot of Breaking Bad probably 7 times. I thought it was awesome. I never got past the pilot.
NA, he's probably unmuted by now. We're already off of it, NA. He's like, I gotta mute. I'm behind on Walking Dead. I don't know how far you'd be behind. I was only halfway through, I think.
No. Yeah, I mean, but my point is, like, I won't spoil a damn thing for you, man, because I stopped watching it right after he killed fucking...
He might not know about that. Shut your mouth.
I mean, are you just catching up?
You have no idea where he is, so basically we should just stop. But yeah, because we don't want to ruin it for too many people. But somebody dies because it's called The Walking Dead, I guess.
There's a reason why I stopped watching it. Because I fucking hate it now.
If you're talking about,
what I'm saying is,
if you're talking about the person who got beaten to death by a bat, are you talking about the person that got?
What?
Are you?
You're cutting in and out.
Are you talking about the person that? Why would I be cutting in and out?
I don't know. Because I couldn't hear you. I was like,
interesting. Are you talking about the? Are you talking about the person that got beaten to death by a baseball bat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked. I saw that.
But my point is, I stopped watching it right after that because they trolled the whole audience for an entire off season. From the the season ender to the season.
Yeah. No, I know. And it's all bullshit anyways, a lot of it. I don't know. I liked it. It was good. And I played the games, and I like killing zombies. In fact, if Oculus would ever ship my Oculus Rift, one day I will be able to shoot zombies too. Because I ordered not.
Did you order it and it not come in yet?
Well, it was on sale, so me and probably about 1,000 other people probably ordered it too. So at the same time, so it hasn't shipped yet. I mean, it legitimately said right on the thing, guaranteed ship by the January 20th. And I'm realizing now that they definitely have a system that knows probably how many units they can ship a day. Because, yeah, and that makes sense, but you got to remember, like, you see ships by January 20th, right? I mean, in this world we live in, let's face it, I mean, I can Amazon something in like 2 days. So, I mean, let's face it, you imagine, like, this is right from Oculus themselves. And, of course, it's going to come from a warehouse in Southern Ontario, or it's going to come from a distributor in America, right? So it's going to be coming fairly close. It's not going to fly around the world. It's not coming from Singapore or something. So you imagine that when you order that, even though it says guaranteed ship by the 20th, that that's like worst case scenario, ships by the 20th. But I'm discovering that if it says ship by the 20th, it probably doesn't ship till basically the 20th. because like what happened though, so just like the reason I figured out where I am in line too, and that is really probably closer to the actual proper date, is because they were on wicked sale. Like, I don't know if anybody knows, but the new Oculus system has come out, and like a lot of like,
How much is it? How much was it?
well, this is where I was about to go. The Valve Index is one of them, and then there's the Vives, right? The HTC Vives, but those are both targeting the premium market, and they're actually going in the opposite direction of, like, you know, friendly to the lower end or mid, you know, the consumer that doesn't have tons of money, or the super advocate of VR. Like, don't get me wrong, I've heard once you've tried VR, you want nothing but a better headset. You want to be like, you want to have the best thing ever. Like, I want to do this until I like die in my headset. I've heard it's like that much fun, but. No, like, you know what I mean. Like, I've heard it's a lot of fun when it comes to like playing, especially with the head, because like the Valve Index, Frank, it has a thing that straps onto your hands and you could let go of the remote. And he said they said it's really eerie to get used to because you're not used to having to let go, like being able to like totally let go and like retain control. But the idea is you go like this, like it has sensors along the palm that sense your fingers and everything, and you can literally open your hands and like grab things, pull them in, and you like literally do things where you open your hands completely because the remote is like strapped to your hand, so you can open them right up. Whereas like the one I have, you end up learning pretty quick, but you always have to hold it with like a couple fingers, and you end up grabbing things with like 3 fingers, like you're a Simpsons character or something.
You fucking alien.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So there's that. So it's gonna be pretty badass, but anyways, so there's the Valve Index, which is like 1,200 or 1,500 Canadian, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah, no shit. And that's what I mean. Like that's basically, like, you know what they're doing? They're doing the same policy as they do with cars, where they keep tacking more features on, and instead of making it friendlier pricing, they keep just finding excuses to make it a more valuable car again. You know what I mean? Like that's like
Well, then again, if it's that kind of technology, it should be sort of not really cheap.
Well, okay, but wait until I tell you the price of the Oculus, though. So okay, so the Index is like 1,500 Canadian or something stupid like that, but it's like the epitome. And then there's the Valve Pro, or the HTC Vive Pro, which is apparently pretty good. Like it's very good. So like high hertz, like in the display, it moves quick, it's all that kind of stuff, and the controls for the Vive are pretty good. They always have been and stuff like that. But then that one's, I think, also $900 right now. So like almost 1,000 Canadian. And then of course remember for both these units you have to have a PC that can run it. So if you didn't have a PC that was a gaming PC, a fully outfitted gaming PC, then you'd be looking at a couple $1,000, you know, depending on if you're talking American or Canadian, but you'd be talking anywhere from like what?
Mine was 5,000.
Well, you bought an Alienware; they're way overpriced.
Yeah, but dude, what it has in it, I mean, it's.
No, I'm just telling you. Either
I couldn't build it.
Well, I could. So
I don't know shit about
No,
computers.
I could. I could do it for like 2,500 probably, or maybe 3,000. So that's all I'm saying.
I mean, for a $2,000 difference, I'd rather just buy it and have
2,000. That's almost double the cost.
Yeah, but what you're getting?
Yeah, but all my parts are warranted.
Best.
Well, listen, I'm just my own technician. All my parts are warranted. If it breaks, I take it out. I take it to the store. I say it's not working. So
I don't know shit about.
That's fair. But anyways, so let's put it this way: if you build it yourself, you can pay thousands of dollars less for the same computer, depending on who you buy it from. But either way, so you need to have a computer that can run it. So it's going to cost you either a couple to many thousands of dollars, depending on whether or not you use Frank's purchaser or not. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing Frank, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So you need the unit plus so it's thousands of dollars. You're looking at $3, $4, $5 to get into VR at that point.
Can you please acknowledge that at least, even though I spent that much, I did get a decent.
Well, they build good computers. I'm not saying they don't build good computers, but they definitely price them well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're not doing poorly by the end of that transaction. Let's put it that way.
I mean, I got a dual graphics card going, and they're both like fucking top of.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you is, if your graphics card is 4 years old and it was dual at top of the line, I can buy one graphics card that was probably a third of the price of those together that will outdo both of those combined now. Yep, I fucking guarantee you.
Well,
Remember,
yeah,
you
yeah.
said yourself
Well,
you know
dude,
nothing about
what's it-
computers.
no,
I'm
no,
telling you it's true.
It's called Moore's Law, right?
Well, yeah, of course. And actually, what the other thing is, they've outrun Moore's law. Actually, just so you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gotten to like what 13 months.
Yeah, Moore's law. Moore's law for anybody. I think most of the people in here probably will know what Moore's law is. But Moore's law for anybody who doesn't know, listening, is basically. I think it was. And I'm probably getting.
18.
Well, I'm probably getting this slightly wrong, but the idea was supposed to be that the technology will double every 10 years or
18 months.
Well, no, was it originally 18 months? It wasn't originally.
No. Moore's Law states 18 months when he said it. Yeah.
Okay, so when did he state this?
70s.
Either way, so Moore's law was that technology would like double every 18 months. Wow, that can't be right.
Google it.
I will Google it later. Like, and I will.
No, I'll Google
You Google it while I talk. So the general idea was that over a certain period of time, that
Or wait a minute, hold on. I have Alexa.
I could have done my
What is
Google.
Moore's Law?
I was just not gonna.
Oh.
Say, when was it? Oh no, what am I thinking? That's not the question I wanted. I'm an idiot. Every year. No, see. Okay, so it was the doubling of circuitry. It wasn't the doubling of technology. So the idea was that but of course, what it is the speed of things. Like, you know, a lot of times when you look at chips and they're like 45 nanometer, 35 nanometer, whatever nanometer, that's them putting more chips into the same space. That's why the nanometer, they're getting smaller. So they're putting, like, for instance, the GPUs. I remember GPUs would be rated in like X many, what is it, thousands of, it'd be X many, like, what was it, thousands or millions of these, and then next thing you know, there are billions of like channels and stuff like that. I can't remember the graphics card. I used to overclock them. I've stopped caring.
I mean, all I know is that they've gotten to the point where
transistor density would double. Yeah,
they
Janie
can't go any-
Janie knows
they
her
can't go any
computers.
Smaller than, and quantum tunneling is now a problem because the smaller that they get, they're getting quantum tunneling problems where the switches are jumping.
Yeah, but we're now getting into doing quantum computing, even though that's going to almost become its own thing.
And that's in qubits now. They rate those in qubits, and it was amazing that the one university had like a 8 qubit computer, and now they got like a 1,002 qubit computer. It's insane. And that progression was within like 6 months.
Well, and apparently, I don't know what it was, but I think it might have been the 90s. Fuck's sake, I'm trying to get something here. It might have been the 90s. The O's they outran it.
What,
Sorry, what?
Yeah, no. Bella asked me what CPU I have. It's the Alienware Aurora i9 or something like that.
Well, at least you got an eye. How old is your computer?
It's a year.
No, if it's only a year old, then you paid that much for it, then you probably got a pretty sweet. But you know what I mean? It's just, I think that because
I know exactly what you mean.
Because I think I could have probably built it for less than that. Because you know what I mean? You got to pay a guy to build it, and then the warranty is what you're paying for too, and all that. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. It's not that you're not getting something you couldn't package back up, put on their shelf, and say this thing broke, and they wouldn't take care of you. I get it.
And also, this computer is very upgradable, and it's very user-friendly. Like, the entire CPU and everything that fits in it, when you take the case off, it swings out.
No, I know. Dell used to do the same thing. They'd make everything on fancy little tabs. And Alienware is owned by Dell?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder it's priced where it is. Dells weren't cheap either. Dude, I got a Dell.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember those ones?
Dude. Oh yeah, dude, I got a Dell. Remember what was the other?
Dude, I got a Dell.
Gateway. You remember Gateway with the fucking
cow? I was just about to say that goddamn cow out there. Moo. Fucking. And then there's a milk cow. It's like, sorry, the milk industry's already owned that cow. One of those black and white cows.
Aurora, and some large number after it. I don't know. But it's an Aurora graphics card. It's not a.
I don't know what the fuck any of those things
Alienware uses both. They use Aurora and they use.
Well, it's AMD is what you're saying. It's AMD or NVIDIA. I don't know what Aurora.
Right, yeah. NVIDIA or AMD. It's a AMD. That's what it is. It's two AMDs. And, with
My coffee's cold.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, Alienware and Dell do put NVIDIAs in there as well. They make both. I think this one was more expensive than the one with those. I don't know why.
You know what? Dell customer service used to be good, David. When I was in college, I've
never had to call them yet.
When I was in college, it was not long after the whole "dude, I got a Dell" era, and I think they were still kind of coming off their high days of like, you know, selling a lot of computers and being like, you know, there's a lot of grade, like they had you go into office buildings, they all had that big gray box with a round Dell symbol on it or whatever. Like they were on every desk. I mean, even now you go into a lot of like suppliers and they've got those little computers, because now you can pack a lot more punch in a tiny little package, right? They've got those little computers for their product systems on their desks and stuff. Yeah, whatever there. But a lot of those are Dells in a lot of places. So they're obviously selling a lot of on the corporate level. So they must have some, let's put it this way, they must have some decent deals when it comes to like corporate level support or something like that. And maybe that's all they care about. Maybe it was like, maybe now it's like
that's where their bread and butter.
Yeah, and maybe now it's like the regular people. If you want good service, go to Alienware. That's the Alienware part of it. And like, you know, we don't really care about the users on the Dell side, like the regular residential users. We're after the business class, the corporate industry, because I think they make server systems too, like big servers.
Oh, yeah, they make. I mean, literally gigantic rooms of just fucking cabinets, and I mean, you know.
And his name, we called them once, and this guy insisted that his name was Man Breeder. I had a teacher named Gaylord. How do you know? That's
Gaylord Falker.
Yeah, it wasn't Falker at least, but yeah, it was Gaylord. We all snickered like little children because that's what we were. See, you think when you're in high school you're an old child, you're like I'm so grown up, but then you drive by high school as an adult, you're like, fuck, are those kids getting smaller? They getting like because they all look so young.
I drive by my high school, like, oh, I'm so glad.
Well, yeah, fuck that place too. I get it. I agree. Yeah, it can eat a big bag of dog dicks. School can go to hell. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a means to an end. It must be done. I get it. And I've done my fair share. I've been to multiple colleges and I've finished high school, all that crap. And I've done more math than I want to. Like, truth be told, I've done more math than I ever wanted to do. But it had to be done to get the licenses I have. And now when I'm posed with the same math, I just hit a wall.
That
been
that
years.
was my major that I had to pick for Gettysburg University when they were scouting me and everything.
I won't lie though, I get wrong that whole fucking I might got wrong that okay, like there's things that they ask like flurfers that I got wrong the first time. And like they laugh at them and I'm like every time I'm like, fine, just fucking laugh at me then, you sons of bitches. Because I know I got them wrong. And every time they do it, I'm like, truth be told, I fucked that up the first time. Like, I can't help but say it. I think it destroys their whole point, but I'm like, I don't know what to say to you. I fucked it up. Like, the whole triangle thing, the three angles of the triangle. And they ask, now some of them get it woefully wrong. Like, and then there's no excuse for it. Like, you're way, way, way out to lunch. But like, okay, for instance, so like the whole triangle thing, right? What's the angles of a right angle triangle, the three angles? See, does Frank know?
90? No, it's 40.
Think about it. Think about it. You've got three angles on a triangle.
Yeah, and you got to divide that into 180. So
what would 180 do? 180 would just turn you around. Frank, they meet with each other.
So 360 then. What's 3 divided by 360?
Okay, so what is it?
I don't fucking
Say
know.
the number. That's not that fucking hard.
What is it?
That's pretty basic math. I mean, they wouldn't hire you as a teller at McDonald's if you couldn't figure that out.
I'm high.
I'm high too. That doesn't solve anything. Well, I mean, I live with this shit pumping in my veins. Maybe that's what it is.
Why does he keep asking me that? Yeah, always allow him.
Okay. I'm gonna answer for you, Frank. Frank. It's not that hard.
No.
360 divided by 3. It's duh.
120. Yeah.
Sorry. I have to beat you up for that a little bit. That's pretty bad. There's people that are now laughing at you.
When's the last time I thought about 3 divided by it for the
An equilateral, not a right angle? You eat shit, Bella.
Yeah.
No, I love you, Bella. Bella called me out. He said an equilateral triangle, not a right angle.
Dude, I mean...
Well, what's the difference?
I like algebra and all that shit, but you get me into shapes and I'm just like, ugh.
Well, right angle, I guess there's no such thing as a right angle triangle because it wouldn't be a triangle. That's a good point. It'd be a square or a rectangle.
I know what you meant though. The right angle. It's the on the right.
I love learning with each other. Isn't this fun? But okay, so no. Okay, listen. You messed up the question. No, I know. I got it. It doesn't matter. I know what the answer is. God damn it! People trying to tell me. So listen, Frank. Listen. It's 60. Isn't it?
60? What?
No, it's 90. I don't fucking remember now.
No, it's 120.
No, it is not. I'm telling you, I thought it was 120 the first time. It's not.
It's not? Okay.
Maybe you were right the first time, 180. I don't fucking remember now. Hey, chat stream, tell me what it is.
Sure.
Right angle triangle is 190 degree and the other two could be anything. Oh, I see. Good call.
No, they can't. They got to be exactly the same.
No, he's saying a right angle triangle has one at 90 and the other two could be anything. Yeah, he's right. It's that weird triangle. It's got like one right angle on the back. Remember, the back goes straight up and down and the bottom's flat. And
triangle?
no, it's a right angle fucking triangle. That's what he's saying.
Oh.
And isosceles, you're just naming you're just doing the flat earth thing where you just name triangles now.
Well, I'm just, I know. I was just going to say, am I a flat earth?
60. See, Global Mom said 60. Now, here's the thing that fucked me up. So like
it's probably 60.
No, it is 60. It is 60. Now, I thought it was 122, but it's half of that, and I wondered why it was
internal angles. Yeah, I bet 180. There you go. That's what I thought.
Yeah, and that's what it was because I was doing external angles, and it's the internal angles. Isn't that what it is? So,
well, see, I'm very manipulative. If you tell me I'm wrong, I'll be like, okay, you probably am.
It still fucks my mind up. So here's the thing: I sometimes
I've seen it on a page with.
No, I know. And the first time I said 120, but then when they said, okay, so here's where the thing is, though. So then they said, of course they go on to say, and the first time I was exposed to this was on that. I think it was on. What is it? The Godfather, Tau Ceti, one of Tau Ceti's like retard modes. so it was like the first time it was Anthony where somebody's like, oh my god, I hope somebody's recording this. You've got a triangle with 1, 1, and 1, like that whole thing. Okay, so I got it wrong. I paused it and I was like 120, and then it turned out to be 60, and I'm like, oh, I must need a triangle calculator. No, that's not what I said. But no, so then when they said it's 60, I thought about it. I thought, okay, I get it. It's, I drew it and I was like, yeah, okay, I understand. But then, so listen, the thing where he went really wrong, though, the part where I laughed my ass off at Anthony. What?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. So
okay, but here, the part where I laughed my ass off at Anthony was the part where they then change it to, okay, Anthony, because so they tell him what the answer is, right, Frank? You've got a triangle. Okay, so it's 60, 60, 60. It's a 1, 1, and 1. So Anthony, we've got a triangle of 2, 2, and 2. What are the angles? And he can't tell him that is fucking base level right there. Like, all they did is increase the size of the fucking triangle, Anthony. They didn't change the angles. Like,
the guy goes, "Oh my!"
Like,
God,
you should have been able. Even if you didn't get the first part right, like, that's fine. Whatever. You didn't get it right. I didn't get it right the first time. I don't even feel bad about it. Shit happens. I was like, I get it. I see what's wrong with it. I know where I went wrong. But then when he went 2, 2, and 2, I immediately went, well, 60. All you did is make the triangle bigger. And then I listened to Anthony just stutter and fail to answer it. Like, well, I don't know why it matters at all. And it's like the second he says that, you're like, he can't fucking answer the question.
Why does it matter?
Oh my God. I'm like, they have literally answered the question for you now, Anthony. It's for you to take that and extrapolate it forward. It's just,
yeah, here it is.
Their ability to reason is crazy bad. Oh, Glober Mom, did I make you a mod yet? Oh, I did, yeah.
Can you hear that?
I cannot.
Anthony,
there
if the triangle has the sides 1, 1, and 1, do you know what the angles of the triangle are? Which kind of triangle are you on about? Are you on about like a right angle triangle?
Because they got it on
The triangle has
screen. I
sides
remember
1,
seeing this.
1, and 1. Do you know what the angles are?
The angles would be. Well, it would be an equilateral triangle, wouldn't it?
Right. So what are the angles? Yeah, I'm going to ask this again. If you have a triangle with sides of 1, 1, and 1, what are the angles?
I'm gonna pull up a triangle calculator.
By the way, this is the dumbest flat.
Let's do this again. Anthony, a
Wait,
triangle
one.
with sides 1, 1, and 1. What are the angles? Is somebody recording this? Because this is just priceless.
Well, the one I'm using isn't. It's not giving me any when I do it. So either this calculator is wrong or you're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
We have a triangle with sides of 1, 1, and what are the angles?
Yeah, so that's an equilateral triangle, right?
Right. So what are the angles?
Does that work on a right angle triangle?
The sides are 1, 1, and 1. What are the angles?
When is that ever used in astronomical calculations or measuring trig?
What is that ever used?
I'm not going to tell you that until you answer my question. The triangle has sides.
Not relevant. We use right angle triangles to calculate the distance things, correct?
We don't even need to use right angle triangles.
What you're describing only works with an equilateral.
Anthony, the fact that you can't answer these simple math questions, crap you, is ridiculous.
Why can't you just apply it to right angle triangles?
Apply it to right.
Fine, 3, 4, 5. That's a right angle.
Apply what? What is he applying to?
How do you know it's a right angle triangle?
Because 3, 4, 5 triangles are right angle.
So
Because it physically is. There's no other triangle it can be.
all right, well I don't know that's true, so I want to test it. How do I test it?
Okay, so for the
Draw it
other
on a
people playing
piece
at
of
home,
fucking
maybe you
paper.
can answer these questions while Riley's trying. You have a triangle with sides 1, 1, and 1. What are the angles? 60, 60, and 60. I heard somebody whisper. You're correct.
Yeah,
Now, if you have a triangle with sides 2, 2, and 2, what are the angles?
Let's give Anthony a chance to respond.
Well, this is irrelevant. I've already stated my position.
No, it's not. Your
We don't
inability to
use
do math is
equilateral
totally
triangles. We don't use equilateral triangles to calculate the distances and stuff. We use
Well,
right angle triangles.
I think the issue here, Sleeping Warrior Anthony, is that you don't know how to do any of this math.
Lewis's point was that if Lewis's point.
No, my
was that
point
if,
was that you do not know how to do this math. That was my point. That
Well,
you,
what
Anthony
he-
Riley,
what he
do not
demonstrated-
know how to do
Lewis.
this math.
Now, how does that apply to astronomical features in the sky?
It doesn't.
Right.
It applies. It applies to you not having a clue what you're talking about and being extremely confident when you talk,
Well,
regardless.
Boom, right there. Dunning-Kruger effect. Every goddamn.
That
time.
guy shut his channel down.
Who's that?
That
That guy? Did he?
yeah. Yeah, after
guy is
I
gone?
don't account it to me really as much as I account it to like Blue Marble and that. But after he got a pummeling from like it was like me, Radical, Blue Marble, like we all nailed him in January
Dude.
or in December rather.
Everybody went. And by the way,
Well,
who
because he
won
started
the
posting like
fucking
every day, like 4 times a day, so he's just generating so much material that there was just like stupid shit just flying in all directions off his channel. It was easy to start. So he became like he was really hard to do things about because he really just covered the same topic for most of the year. Remember, it was magnetism. Every time he talked, it was about you idiots don't know how a magnet works on a globe. And even though you could tell him 100 times that, tell him like 100 times that like you realize that there's like southern hemisphere globes and northern hemisphere globes, he'd be like, no, there isn't. It's like, dude, you can order one on the Amazon today. It won't work very well where you live. Like, I'm just telling you. Like, it just like how do you double down to that level? Like, if somebody came up and said, you know, hey, idiot, I can order one of these online, I'd be like, really? And I'd be like typing it into Amazon or whatever. I'd just be looking up and be like, motherfucker's right.
Yeah, it's just instantly no, you're wrong.
Well, I just don't understand why you would.
Idiot.
It's a mental health issue at that point because I just don't understand why you. Yeah, he's completely gone for now. We'll wait. We'll see. Well, the scum will come back up, I'm sure. I'm surprised he just deleted the channel, though. See, to me, I think somebody in his family finally got him.
Or it just got totally demonetized, so he's gonna make another one.
Whoa, no, it was just deleted by the user. It tells you.
Oh, does
I
it?
think it says deleted by user, did it not, Glober Mom? I think it says the user has deleted their channel. Because I think the other one is like, this channel has been removed, is the other one.
Oh, right.
So, like, there is a difference.
He was getting so much traffic to his channel because.
Oh my god!
Just-
He was killing me on views. He was destroying me. I'll get like 12,000 to whatever thousand views a month, let's say, just, naturally without, just normal output and stuff like that. He was getting like freaking like 20 something thousand views or something a month. Like, it was crazy. He was almost doubling me. And it was just because he posted 5 times a day, 500 views a video. So he's doing 2,500 views a day almost.
And all of you guys, you never covered the same video twice. I'd never seen the same video twice of him. It's always something new.
Well, because we were always that's why they were far apart before, and then they became rapid in December because he started rapid firing about a month or so before that, and I think he just started generating a lot of material, which is why we all started hitting him at the same time.
Who was the first guy to coin him that guy?
To what?
Or was his channel?
Yeah, he called himself that guy. It's just that guy.
Oh, he called himself
that guy. I call him that. No, I call him that.
started.
No, his channel's that guy. He was that guy here. That's how he started every stream. It's like CC, where he's like, "Hey, CC," like it's the same. It was the same thing. That guy exactly, just like that. That's how he do it.
No one annoys me more than Jaronism, though. Jaron annoys me the most. I hear his fucking voice, and I'm like, oh.
He kind of looks like a turd, doesn't he? I mean,
He acts like an asshole. I mean, he's just an asshole.
I think Nathan fucking Thompson's a bigger asshole, to be honest with
He
you.
literally proved a curve in that documentary, and he still insists that he's just an idiot.
Yeah, but at the same time, you got to appreciate about that. That's his career now. That's where his bread and butter comes from. He's making money off that.
It's obvious, yes. So that makes
You can't. Yeah, you can't. Oh no, he's one of the pros. No, he knows. Him and Bob, Nodell, and them. They know.
with a 15 degree.
Yeah, because he fucking proved it. And then he said to the directors, like, "Shh, keep it under your hat, eh? Like, we don't want to tell anybody this shit was discovered." So, like, he discovered that the world was turning and everything, and he didn't want to talk about it.
And dude, that one video from Professor Dave just destroys them, dude.
I mean, I've watched
I've
it.
listened to it so many
It's
times.
yeah.
I've listened to it so many times. It's one of my.
They say
videos.
I had a guy that I'm pretty sure was. I've had a few people poking me for information, which is interesting. I'm sure of it because I had the odd person that was like, where they've said something. Well, like I had an email transaction with somebody where they were like, their family's flat earthers and they're not, and blah blah blah. And I like had him convinced to come on for an interview where I said I'll conceal your voice even and stuff like that. Just I want to know what it's like to grow up with a flat earth family, right? And it would have been a wicked interview, but the thing is, he was always just kind of like,
You're like talking to a cult member.
yeah, but he was always asking me questions about this, that, and the other, and what I thought about things in like the email. But he would never, like face it, he was always busy, and he could never. And maybe he just always was, but like finally it would just like
What kind of questions though?
I don't remember, but I mean towards the end he was asking me about Professor Dave. When I was like. Because
he destroys them, dude.
But he would contact me out of the blue, and he would say, "Hey, hey, blah blah blah. I think I might want to do that soon or whatever." And I'd start talking to him and say, "Hey, well, let's do that then. If you want to go ahead with this." And he would be like, "Hey, what do you think about Professor Dave? What is it? Karen B says that he's a liar." And of course, I'd been dealing with this guy for like 6 months at this point, where he'd never commit to a thing. So I just really didn't have any time for him anymore. So I was like, yeah, flat earthers say a lot of things. And then, he emailed me back with like, I said, flat earthers say a lot of things. They're known to be dishonest or something. And then he emailed me back with like, so what? I don't really know much about that. And he emailed me back with like, oh man, I picked you because I thought you knew what was going on in the community and stuff like that, or something along those lines. And I'm like,
I picked you?
Yeah, it was literally like that.
That's very creepy. Very creepy.
Well,
It's a very creepy thing.
And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I've got a job and I got a life and I got things going on and I don't know every single thing that happens. I said, and there's a lot of flat earthers. I said, I don't breathe flat earth. I said, I just deal with it sometimes. With like, like I'm like, come on, buddy. Like, fuck off, really. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you ask me a question about something I don't really know, like, well, I thought you knew about this shit. There's a fucking ton of you people. I have 270 subscriptions on YouTube. It's insane.
What do you mean subscriptions?
Well, like subscribe.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
But,
like, and they're mostly flat earthers. Like shit, they're everywhere.
They know everything. Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, fuck, I get a flat earther. I get a notification on my phone 15 times a day that a flat earther that I follow has released a video. Most of them are garbage. Every once in a while, somebody says something profoundly stupid that I make fun of.
Yeah, like I don't subscribe to them. I just subscribe to you guys, and when I see the videos that you guys throw up there, like I would say like Professor Stick. I always watch his shit. Heath, or I don't know how you say his fucking name.
Heath.
But Heath is cool, man. Like he has the best. Like
Heath doesn't really hang out with us though. I've never seen him. I mean, we've done some cross collabing with him, but he's kind of on his own out there, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean I think he has a social anxiety issue.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Probably.
I don't know. I don't know anything about him. How would you know that?
Just guessing because things that he has said.
Oh, see, I've never really watched much of Heath. I know of his existence.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but that's what got me into, watching all of you guys. Was watching Professor Stick and Heath. That's like one of the first videos that got me into it, and then that really to everybody else.
Bella,
but
send that to me on Discord if you don't mind. I'd love it for a live stream.
Who's your favorite, anti-flat earther or whatever? I don't want to say debunker because that's almost like you're going on and you're trying to debunk things with your knowledge of other things. And then there's channels that, basically you're just, look at this ridiculous garbage.
I mean, the video like you say, I just like to poke them with a stick. You know what I mean? It's just. It depends on the video. It depends on what they're doing. Like sometimes they can have a hard time finding the right kind of stupid, right? Because there's like I've heard Sir Sick talk about this before, where he's basically been like, I look for people that are making claims because claims are really easy to tear apart. Because if you're gonna claim something, then you better bring some evidence. Otherwise, you're just making shit up.
Orphan Red, every fucking thing out of her mouth.
You know what's funny about Orphan Red is that I don't think she's stupid, but I don't think she's smart.
She knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's smart enough to know that she can probably make some money off of her
tits.
I mean, because people are going to be drawn to it first, dudes anyway.
Why do you've seen her thumbnail? She's fucking sucking a strawberry on one of them, for Christ's sakes. It's on the front of her page. I think she picks what's on the front there. I can't quite remember. Yeah, she's like sucking a strawberry in like a nurse's outfit or something. I can't quite remember. But I mean, that is all you need to know right there. Like, she knows damn well what she's doing. And why do you think most of the people watch her are men? Women cannot stand her, first of all. Because of the... I mean, I agree. But that's why I pick her to like put on every time my wife streams with me, because it's awesome. My wife just melts. Oh, that's the New Year's one is my wife and I too. If you haven't seen that, you gotta check it out. A dunk for apples and everything. I think I cheat though. I pushed them against the wall. I was like,
yeah, but your first video on her is just gold, dude.
We do just as good. She's a sassy bitch when she wants to be.
On that video. I'm just saying.
I didn't do as well as I would have loved it to. I mean, let's face it, I only have so many subscribers, so it's all good.
I saw it, and I cried laughing.
She's stupid because she's with Subarats? Whoa. What? Is she actually with Subarats right now, or do you mean she's just, like, with Subarats, like, Team Subarats? Because I know she's Team Subarats, but is she with Subrats? Is that what's happened here?
He's out of his fucking mind. That guy. That guy is totally lost his mind.
What, the Book of the
He
Sun?
is fucking.
Oh,
lost
come
his-
on. You don't like the Book of the Sun?
What? Who? Subrats?
Yeah. I was like, there's my chocolate. I thought maybe my dog made off with my chocolate
Oh
bar.
yeah, he is that. He's that asshole that wrote that book, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I didn't read it or anything, but I've seen videos of him basically trying to defend himself, and it's just hysterical. Like, it's like a child.
Daytime.
Oh,
Nighttime.
oh.
Daytime. Nighttime. The men, they jump on me like I was a chocolate cake.
I really can't believe you still haven't seen the Professor Dave video.
What do you mean? I've seen lots of Professor Dave videos. It just depends on the one. There's a bunch of them.
No, I'm talking about the one that he made addressing, the Glowbusters. That's the one that everybody's talking about, like references. 'cause
Boot? You almost sounded like a
literally one
Canadian
video.
there. You
Huh?
almost sounded like a Canadian there. I'm pretty sure I heard you say a boot.
It's a boot.
A boot?
Yeah, I mean,
You're an
he's
honorary
done
Canadian right
2
now.
Videos. No, he's done 2 videos that are a boot
A boot.
flat Earth directly. One is basically 40 minutes long of him basically.
Well, no, I've seen
apart
one of them. I've
piece.
seen one of them. I just don't know. I don't know all of
And
them.
then the other one that he did is the 10 things flat earthers say, because after he made that video and it blew up, all the flat earthers went in there and they all said a bunch of about the same shit that they all say, because there's they just repeat what he calls the flat earth priests of the YouTube channel.
Here, can you hear this?
And they just regurgitate what they hear.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Barely. Oh, there.
That was a chocolate cake. Ah, Oh, Oh. Daytime, nighttime. We could always make this part of our intro. We're looking for an intro, everybody.
There it is. We have. Our
This is
intro
technically
song.
copyrighted material. This
This
is
is
for sure somebody else's material. I wonder if this is
We could try.
so you could see if
Find
we
out,
get
I
away with it.
We can always find out.
Yeah. And for all the people watching in podcast land, and well, I guess actually the people on the video stream too, because I'm not displaying the video. He is I don't know. I guess he was in front of a green screen because he's clearly like he has a big green screen. Like he was able to get his feet. Like that's the kind of green screen I want, because that means he has like a room that's painted green or something.
Or just a corner.
Either way, he's got an entire space that's green. Like you need a lot of fabric. Like if you have a big enough sheet or enough sheets of green screen material, you can lay them out, clip them up, and lay them along the floor. And as long as you can make it, nice and pretty and not rough it up too much. But if you're using Chroma, it'll blend right in. The computer will suck that right out. Chroma. I have a shitty fake green screen, so it doesn't work as good. But if you have a real bright chroma, it's so bright that the outlines, as long as you don't wear a green shirt, you're just like, mwah. The computer just sucks you out like nobody's business. You literally, like, to do chroma key, when I do it on my editor, I literally, even on this, if I had proper chroma, it'd be quicker. I have to kind of play with mine to get it to not show that crappy green screen. But, like, literally, when you do it on the editor, if you're using proper chroma, you literally just drag the chroma key filter and just drop it on the image, and it just, everything that's chroma green disappears instantly.
So how much better is your computer now? With
A lot better. Yeah, a lot better.
Because you were saying all the new shit that you got. I didn't understand any of it, but it sounded good.
Well, I mean, really, it's just the CPU. CPU was helped by a supporter to get the CPU, and then an anonymous supporter that is out there watching in the darkness, like keeping an eye on my every move, essentially, but like in a good way. But and then right now that awesome
Sugar daddy.
that awesome cool or that awesome because those was it the Ryzen, I'm failing here. The Ryzen 7s, it's 1 in the morning. The Ryzen 7s come with that really wicked cooler on them that's like, like almost like basically like fiber optic color, like it all just shifts like like it's a million LED kind of thing where it just constantly it's really cool. It changes like the whole, I've got a glass side on the case, which I already had. So it changes the inside of the color of the case a lot because it shifts color all the time. So that's just like ooh-ah effects. It doesn't do anything for speed, obviously. And then really it was just a motherboard, RAM, and then I bought an M2 drive for more drive space. Plus they're really fast. So, I mean, all in all, the CPU came from a supporter, and then the motherboard, RAM, and the drive expansion were essentially patrons, and then the profits from a month of YouTube, kind of thing. So all that combined, I was able to upgrade this computer. So that was it was good, and there's a lot less.
Awesome, though, man. That's really awesome.
No, it's good. It's good to have. It's really nice to have people that want to help the channel as well, because that's awesome. Plus, we're getting more patrons. I do need to make a concerted effort to try to create a bit more value for some of the patrons. Now, I know a lot of the people that watch our channels are gamers, because we do hit a lot of people in this age, in the appropriate age range, which is why I have a separate channel for gaming, because I don't want to pollute the other channel, right? So anybody who likes gaming could, sub to this channel, this gaming channel that we're streaming on tonight.
Just because our
yeah, well, it's just whatever. But the whole idea there is that maybe I'm working this channel a little bit, because I'm also thinking this is what Team's been doing as well. It's nice to, if people want to jump in and play some games or whatever, there's some opportunity maybe to play some games with some of the patrons, as well as there's got to be a way to get them into a hangout. I mean, what do they want out of their patronage, right? So I'd like to provide something, because right now it's a Nathan Oakley patron, and it's not really fair to the people. I don't really want it to be a Nathan Oakley patron. I really appreciate that people are kind enough to donate me money without getting a lot in return. But I do appreciate it, because I know that they know that the money's going towards the channel. Like, ultimately, I don't think I've made any money on YouTube yet, which is fine. I'm enjoying myself, and that's really what it started being about, right? It's not really about necessarily making money. But really
being totally
when by time I initially once I realized I wanted to have a green screen so I could live stream and stuff and have a little bit more professionalism in it, I had to buy all that kind of stuff and everything, and ultimately to do the beaver head and the green screen and all that stuff, even programs like Face Rig, things like that, they've all cost money over time. So I mean, it really helps to have those extra few dollars, because it helps pay for things. Yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling. We have been going for an hour and 41 minutes. I think you're setting something up to play.
The rest of his life.
I
was going to say, we can listen to that, and then maybe we'll start thinking about logging out.
Yeah, I just want to end this.
We went way past the hour and 30 minutes we talked about maxing out at.
Sure.
It's just because we talk our asses off, but oh well.
But Scott's Canadian, and the Canadians kick fucking ass in war, dude. Like, you guys are badass. Like, there's this one
Enemy
guy.
forces.
Oops. Okay. So there's this one guy that this channel went over what he did, and it's nuts. So it just kind of skipped.
Sounds like it might be a little loud when it comes through to my side.
Yeah, let me turn it down a little bit. There you go.
Were so
That's a bit
close
better, yeah.
that they were within grenade throwing distance.
Yeah.
Good?
The position was hopeless. The Japanese soldiers threw several grenades into the Canadian. He shot action, save the life. He shouted a warning. We're so close, helping prepare Deep Hill by now. For the World War, then moved to Winnipeg, Manitoba. Butler on Hong Kong.
Hey, get out of my city.
During the defense of Hong Kong on the morning of December 19, 1941, a company of Winnipeg Grenadiers was separated during an assault
Winnipeg!
on Hong Kong Island. The company was led by Sergeant Major Osborne, full name John Robert Osborne. He was born in Fulton, Norfolk, England, and served in the First World War as part of the Royal Naval Volunteer Reserve. After the war, he moved to Canada at Saskatchewan, Wapella, where he was a farmer for 2 years. He then moved to
And then
Winnipeg,
realized,
Manitoba.
I can't
After
farm here
working for
because
the
it's all
Canadian
ice.
Pacific Railway, he joined the Winnipeg Grenadiers in 1933. In September 1939, at the outbreak of World War II, the Winnipeg Grenadiers were called for duty, serving as a garrison in Jamaica. On October 27, 1941, the raw recruits of the Winnipeg Grenadiers sailed for Hong Kong under British orders to strengthen the garrison there in preparation for an impending Japanese invasion. Osborne was a company sergeant major for A Company in the 1st Battalion by now. On the morning of December 19, 1941, a part of the company of Winnipeg Grenadiers, led by Sergeant Major Osborne, made a bayonet charge on Mount Butler, capturing the steep hill. Holding out for 3 hours...
All right, time. A bayonet charge.
That's how it went down.
I mean, a bayonet charge. Can you imagine
No, I can't.
doing
You'd
that
hear the bullets
yourself?
whizzing by your ears. Your buddy beside you, clink. Down he goes.
Yeah, it's like we're running at each other with sticks and with long sticks now and a blade at the
The
end.
bayonets are terrible.
Trying to
People just
stick it
died
in.
slowly over the course of like days sometimes.
I
He's
know,
bled to
dude,
death.
It's insane.
They're not a nice thing.
Fucking
I'll have to bring it down
That's
for another
nuts.
stream sometime. I have a knife, like a bayonet end for a gun. Like it's proper. And it's I got it from my grandfather, and truth be told, it may have murdered a person. I'm not even sure. I'm not saying I know that it did. I'm not saying I say this knife.
There's blood on it because I haven't.
No, yeah. I had to wipe it off. It was kind of red. No, this knife has clearly, it's not used, and he was in the war, and maybe it's never stabbed a person. At the very least, it's been to the battlefront.
Yeah, a bullet has whizzed by.
Yeah,
very
or
close.
at the very least he's been I think he was artillery, that grandfather. So he at the very least has been, standing near artillery going far or something like that, because I think I'm pretty sure he was the one that did the math, did some trigonometry and shit like that to figure out
for
artillery for pointing and stuff. I guess he was good at math or something. So, they would they look for people that are good at things, right? So he was in a bit of a safer zone, which explains why he survived. Well, I mean, it's one of the reasons, right?
Yeah, most of our artillery units are
Way back.
miles.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, you can get bombed, you can get all kinds of things happen. They died, but at the same time, let's face it, they're fairly protected usually because they're an important asset. So they usually are behind anti-aircraft of sorts, and even if it was flak guns or something, usually there's things around to try to protect them, and they're way back. And if the front moves, they just back up. So, I mean, let's face it. But anyways, he would do some of the math, coordinate, and stuff like that. And then and he would just, I guess he'd probably either give somebody the commands or shout the commands of X many degrees, blah blah blah, fire. Somebody else probably said fire, but either way, yeah. Wee. They run over there and they're all wheeling the things around and dropping the mortars in the top and or whatever, the artilleries or whatever it was.
That thing, it's just
Go. Yeah. Fuck,
Yeah.
you've seen a video where a guy was behind one of those things and he just disappears. He was behind it when
he
it
didn't get out of the way as a
it was a modern artillery, not an old one. It's a modern one that just kicks, it's got a 2-meter kick on it or something. And it's
Good
I
God.
think I can't remember if somebody pulls it by accident or what happens, but it's just it hits him and it's just out of the scene. Bye.
Oh
It
God.
probably broke all his ribs and sent him 100 yards. Just see ya. Fly me to the moon. Yeah, exactly. Just there goes his limp body flying through the air.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he was in slow motion. He was it was like his body folded over it and he just disappeared out of the frame. And if you ever seen the grenade test when people are doing the grenade stuff and you see them they're okay, you pull the pin and you throw the grenade and the person's tink, clunk, and the guy's fucking grabs the person and pulls them into the hole. And we're in some cases where it's fallen.
He throws the pin and drops the grenade.
Yeah, he's or he goes in there, it's and it goes a
Wasn't
foot.
that Pauly Shore?
No, but have you never seen it? There's videos like that on YouTube.
People have done that.
Oh my God.
Basic
Oh
training.
yeah, there's whole videos on YouTube of training where it's just montages to music of lines, because what they do is they have trenches, so they have they'll have like multiple trenches in case they fuck up and they drop it in this hole even or something like that. Like, so they'll have trenches.
It's like so many people, so many dummies have done this. Let's try to
Yeah, because they're shrapnel grenades, right? So as long as you're not line of fire, you're fine. So you've just got to be like underneath the ground. You're gonna be okay. You might get rained on or something like that. A little shrapnel come down, but you're not gonna get. It's just gonna be like pieces of like debris and like pellets and shit.
And your ears are gonna be fucking.
Not even the sound wave probably go right over top of you. Let's face it, you're in a hole. We're not talking like a fucking hole like this. Like if you watch the videos, like we're talking like a trench. Like it's 4 feet deep. Like
right,
and so like, but then they'll have like a concrete road divider in front of them or something like that, or like that kind of like a barrier. And the idea is like you throw over that way, and they'll be like, or maybe they don't, but either way, it'll be like, or they'll throw it, it'll hit the barrier and bounce towards them, and you'll see the instructor before that bitch even hits the ground even again. The instructor's like, huh? He's already like fallen in the hole, and in the one video he like comes up and grabs the guy and sucks him down behind him before the grenade goes off. Like it's like he pops up like, what the fuck are you still doing up here? He like grabs him and like pulls. He like basically trips the guy and like drags him feet first into the hole in one motion, like he was a bear attacking an animal. He like comes up and like just like hike, just like grabs him by his feet and like hike, and like pulls him down like, you're coming with me. Like you fucking idiot. He's standing there being like, what's it gonna do? What is this, VC with a bar? Oh, only 3 people have ever got 3 people with a VC in a bar. Sir Charles Upham? That's not the guy that you were talking about. What was my guy's name?
I'm not sure.
Well, you're the one playing the video, dumbass. Who was the Canadian?
I thought like no, that wasn't the that wasn't the oh, here it is. I think I found it. I'm sorry. It was he has it in a compilation. So sorry.
Bear.
I think that's it.
Xanos? I don't necessarily recognize that name. I think I've seen you
For
before.
the Canadian effort, one soldier stands out from all the rest.
Okay, here we go.
Leo Major.
There we go. Leo Major.
He was a French Canadian
yeah.
from Montreal, Canada.
Oh, that's good enough.
In
You got it.
1940, at the age of 19,
You got it.
he joined the Le Regiment du La
The
Chaudière
regiment.
of the Canadian Army.
Okay, that's enough.
Their insignia underlines their fierce fighting reputation, consisting of 2 crossed Vickers
Oh,
machine
well, we're good.
guns with a beaver above, supporting.
Well, we're going to play the whole thing again. Or anything like that. Or you want it?
No, it was totally different.
Well, no, I get it. But anyways, that's good enough. Yeah, we got his name. So no, that was, and he has something like, it is something like he's the only person to have like, what is it, 2 Victoria Crosses in 2 separate wars, or 3 in 3 wars, or?
Yeah, that's not in different. Yeah, I think.
He's the only person to like earn something in 3 separate wars or 2 separate. I don't know. It's something like that. But it doesn't. He's bad.
All I know is he's probably the most.
Yeah, but he took
badass
it. Well, he took a lot of people don't know this. Canada is celebrated in Holland as liberators because people like him. He single-handedly liberated a town from being bombed and everything.
Yeah. So
and the whole thing about like flowers, they give us tulips, like they donated like 1 million flowers, or I can't remember what kind of flower it was, to us at the time. And so that's why now, like every year we, in our capital, we plant there's a certain type of flower we plant everywhere, and it's to symbolize the gift that they gave us of all those flowers, because of course they grow flowers there. I think it was because of tulips or something like that. We plant like 1 billion of them. It's like we plant literally like millions of them, so the whole capital's full of these flowers or something, and it's a symbolic thing.
Well, all I was really curious of, and I thought probably yes, and I was right. Is all Canadians pretty know this guy.
I didn't remember. I think I probably heard of him. There's other heroes.
That's what I mean.
I mean, we had until more recently. I think it might have been passed recently, but I know we had the longest. Like when I was in high school, and it took a long time. Like if it has been surpassed, it's more recent, I think. But we had the longest sniper kill shot in recorded military history for quite a while.
You still hold.
Do we still hold it?
Yeah.
Well, I'd be.
Well,
I'd be.
You
be,
guys broke.
We
it.
had broken at some point, anyways.
An
It might be
American-
held again by
yeah,
somebody
an-
else.
Yeah, an American claimed it, and then literally, it was like 6 months later.
It was a huge
somebody-
shot too. It's like
yeah.
2.5 miles or some bullshit. It's like 3.8 kilometers or so. It's. I'd have to look it up, but it's a.
It was almost 4 kilometers.
It's a god awful.
Almost
It's a god awful
really
distance.
high for it.
Like you wouldn't even be aware you were in a battle. You just. You would
Honestly,
just
like, it
stop
was like,
existing.
You know,
Because I think it's a kill shot. It was a kill shot too, meaning he shot him in the head, right?
For this guy.
It's a kill shot, right? It was a kill shot. It means he shot him in the head.
Oh yeah. It was
Yeah. Okay. That's crazy.
I mean, dude, was it
Well, I guess he could have shot him right in the heart. If you got a big enough bullet, it's probably gonna
it
kill
was
you.
a Barrett. It was out of a Barrett 50 cal. I know that, but it was the Canadian version. Apparently, it's slightly different than the American one. I don't know what.
No, I don't think the Victoria Cross is given post-mortem.
Longer.
He had earned the it was the Victoria Cross he got, wasn't it?
Yeah, Major didn't make it out of the war. He was killed right at the end.
Oh, he didn't show that in the
Crazy
story.
shit.
No, he did. It says right at,
I don't
no,
think
it says right at the end he went and fucking raised a family in Canada. Died of old age.
Oh, does
Yeah, it says it right at the end of the video. My wife even, I showed her and she was like, "Oh, sweet. He got to have a nice life." He retired in Saskatchewan and died at like 70-something years old and had 5 kids and some shit.
Well, like I said, it's like
No, he's badass. He died. I mean, the guy's liberated an entire town with one fucking eyeball, throwing grenades and
Yeah.
telling the Germans they're all going to die if they don't leave and getting them to leave and stuff. I mean, he's a badass motherfucker. Don't get me
He
wrong.
literally yelled at them to leave, and they did. It's crazy.
Like disarming them by hand, going, "Hey, you, I'm going to kill you if
I'm-
you don't leave.
I am such a badass.
I'll even give you your gun
All
back
people
and let
leave,
you drive
and they
away.
left.
But get the fuck out."
What?
You know, kind of thing. Like just shoo, and then they left.
3,450 meters confirmed kill. Thanks, Chris.
That is 3.45 meters or kilometers. That is disgusting.
That is.
You wouldn't even hear a sound. You just like if there was a headshot, you would just
Oh, yeah.
it would just be like, "So good baseball game, huh?" Like just like a clap and a nothing. Just you hear like you get like stars for a split second. It'd be all over.
He takes the shot, and it's like 10 seconds later, the guy gets
Parents
hit.
3540, sorry, but 3.54. But anyways, yeah, no, exactly. 10 seconds later. I mean, Jesus, it would take a while to get there. I don't think the sound would even get there.
Yeah.
Your bullet breaks the sound barrier, I believe, does it not? 500 feet a
When
second.
it leaves the barrel, it does.
Probably
Yeah,
still
when
be
it leaves
it'd
the
still be
barrel,
breaking that barrier by the time it got there. I bet at that distance.
No, terminal velocity for the bullet is right as it leaves the gun. It loses its velocity instantly. It starts to go down.
But do you think it? Yeah, but it leaves the
I don't know,
barrel
maybe
way
it
fast.
might pick up a little bit, but I no, that's
Well, you're not even a gun unless you leave at 550 feet per second.
It's insane.
So that's what I'm saying. Like if you're shooting a high
The
caliber
ISS is
rifle,
going as fast as a bullet. So
yeah, it's going faster than
17,000,
no.
like
No.
18,000.
Is that how fast? No. Hey Google, how
How fast
fast
the
does a
ISS
high
is
caliber
going?
bullet go? No, I know that's going 22,000 or something like that.
On the website Wonderopolis.org,
No, I think it's
they
like
say
18,
the fastest
but-
bullets travel more than 2,600
Yeah.
feet per second. Do
Two-
you want a little more context?
Hey Google, 2,600 feet per second in miles per hour. Nope, she told me to fuck off with that one. She didn't even answer it.
Okay, Alexa, how many miles is 3,540 meters?
3,500
2.6.
meters is 2.2.
Ah, I was guessing.
Yep, Alexa's so much better than Google.
Eat shit. I didn't ask her that question.
Alexa, you're awesome.
Hey Google, I love you.
Don't mention it, bitch.
Same here.
Same here. I'm
My game
What?
every day.
What?
I'm great, she said.
Alexa. Beatbox. Alexa.
Hey Google, call me Big Rudy from now on.
You'd like me to call you Big Daddy. Is that right?
Oh, she's gonna call me Big Daddy. No, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
Sure. I'll call you Big Daddy.
She called you
from
Big
now on.
Daddy?
Now she's calling me Big Daddy from now on. Whoops. Hey, watch this. Hey Google, what's my name?
Your name is Big Daddy.
Oh, you guys couldn't hear that. I've got the noise gate on. My name is Big Daddy. Hey Google, make my name Scott.
On the website.
No! Hey, Google.
They say,
Call me Scott.
you'd like me to call you Scott. Is that right?
Yes. Let's just set that back.
I can hear that.
Sure. I'll call
Yeah,
you Scott
I
from
heard
now
it that
on.
time. It's almost. It sounds like Alexa. Oh no,
Well, they're very similar. What is it? Radicals has got a British accent.
my Siri does. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I have Siri as a.
Somebody did the math for us. Chris did the math. He said it's almost 4 seconds we trigger, pull, and kill. That's enough time to like look at your watch and check the time.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Pretty insane, though. Anyways,
Yeah.
all right. So I think we need to wrap
Yeah,
this up.
we're gonna shut her down rapid style here.
Yep. Right. So, Scott, I mean, I've been saying, if you go to Red Dragons Radio, you can listen to this and all of our other shows that we've done in the past. Very funny. We even had Sir Sick on once.
We
It was
did,
great.
and I've tried to get him
Sir
back,
Sick.
and it's really hard. So congratulations, Frank. You're amazing.
Hey, I'm a great booker, dude. That's what I do.
You must have harassed him to hell and back, because I've bugged him so many times. I'm just afraid of teasing him into the distance. So
I just know what to say and how to get a hold of him the best.
I
way.
even paid him for the whiskey you promised him. You never fucking paid him, you dick, and he still doesn't come on my show. I gave him $20.
joke.
Well, he took it seriously, you motherfucker.
I'll pay you back. It was good.
It's all good. Anyways,
No, but it was
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, Sir Sick. Sir Sick's awesome to begin with, but I mean, just hearing him is just being normal, bullshit. It's
and then he invited us on his show, which was amazing too. So it's kind of cool.
yeah, and then we did the Sunday stream
Yeah.
with him. And,
I was really hoping that would happen again, but it hasn't. So we'll have to bug him.
I mean, I hit him up probably every 2 weeks or so.
I chat with him now, though. Like, I have a DM stream with Sir Sick, and he will talk to me. So that is more than most people get out of Sir Sick. So I feel
Yeah,
privileged.
he does-
He will actually talk to me on DM.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool, man. Really
Yeah.
cool. And since we're doing the the new thing and everything, like we're switching up a little bit. I'm sure we can get him back.
We should. Anyways, yeah, sounds good.
It's just-
But
yeah.
anyways,
But like after we get things kind of
hone him in. I got to get my own set here. This is kind of nice, but you know what I mean. This is temporary. I just decided to way off topic, at least so we got our name on there for the radio.
Yep, appreciate it. I like when I started this way off topic radio way back. I can't believe it's to this point. To be honest with you, I mean, it wouldn't be if it wasn't for like Phoenix because I wasn't going to do it in Phoenix.
You said how many downloads do we get in a month or something? Like 10,000?
Give or take.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. It was weird, man. Like ISCP, like on one day, like if you look at my analytics, like this, it's like a big spike, and it was on December 28th. I have no idea why. Nothing happened that day. There's no racing going on, and I had 33,000 views in one fucking day.
That's so weird.
That's our average for a month. Usually.
That's crazy.
And we do.
Did you see a bunch of
4
growth
shows
out of
that-
it?
But this was.
Did you
What's that?
see a bunch of growth out of it, like followers and stuff on the podcast?
I mean, I didn't look,
Oh, whatever.
but it's not something I really ever. look
Anyways,
at.
we better shut her down before we start talking again. We're bad for that.
Right on. Yeah, because we'll jump into something else. But just want to say, thanks to everybody that's
Yeah.
been supporting the show.
And thanks for watching in here, guys. It still helps my gaming channel. It gives it hours and watch time. And then I will probably just take this, Frank, and I'll just take the copy of it and port it over to because I can download it right off of YouTube afterwards. So, yeah,
Right
for
on.
sure. But I don't know if you were
and
normally you
we're-
play a
we're
song on
really-
the way
we're
out,
very
but
close
I guess
to-
now we're on YouTube right now, so we can't do that right now. If you want, you're going to do post production ads of those, aren't you? For the podcast part. For the music.
No, I don't do that.
You're adding music at the end. We were always playing us out.
Yeah. That's
So,
right.
but anyways, we won't worry about it today. We'll just do our pitches. So, I guess, and Frank, you want to do the podcast pitch?
Oh yeah, it's Way Off Topic Radio. Go to Twitter, drop the A. You follow us there so you can be up to date with everything. That's where I like to, promote the most stuff if I promote anything at all.
Okay.
Because I can't stand Facebook, but we do have a Facebook fan page as well. If you do like Facebook.
Well, and you gave me some iTunes and some Red Dragon links that I will start
Yeah,
putting in
so-
the
yeah.
comments and stuff like that, and then or in the description. And at some point, I'm gonna start pushing this a little bit more on Brainy Beaver, maybe mentioning it a bit more, and we'll start driving a bit of traffic over to people who like to listen to podcasts because we're on the podcast channels, and we have been,
Podbean is the
and
best.
we have been for a year. So, like the better part of a year, I've been with him doing this. So, we're sporadic sometimes as, life gets in the way as it does. But it's there, and there's a lot of them, actually.
And Scott was also on my other show that I do with Phoenix West called LAW The Twilight Zone Review. He did a show with us. It was a lot
That
of
was fun. Yeah, we got to do it again.
That was,
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, and pretty much, ISCP is.
Who likes Facebook, David Shipley? I agree.
I
Love you, Frank and Beeve, Lone Wolf Gam. Thanks. Ask Google to do a barrel roll.
Love you, Greggy.
Like that guy in that airplane.
Dude,
But anyways,
love Greg.
yeah,
dude.
Greg's awesome.
Greg is a great guy. Love
So-
him. he is a lovable little.
So for the 8 people watching right now, and the few people that might see it after this, which is almost none probably, because this channel only has so many people watching it, I have my video coming out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central, so that's 10 a.m. Eastern. I think it's like 7 a.m. Pacific, something like that. Yours is later. You're the other direction. You're 10. You're 10 o'clock. So so that's gonna be a fun one. I'm really proud of that video. That guy makes a lot of claims. He says a lot of stupid shit, so it was easy to kind of tear apart. And then Fight the Flat Earth at, I think it was 2 Central my time, but it was you'd have to figure it out. But he's got a debate with Joey Rocha if Joey does show up, or if he's maybe pitch made.
Again?
Well, does he ever? He never
Again?
shows up though. Did he even debate him the one time? I guess he did.
No, he hasn't.
Oh
shown
well,
up
there you
yet.
go. So he's
It was
just
like
so
twice
he'll just
already.
bitch make out again. But
That's why I said.
oh, I
again,
see.
Yeah.
But so yeah, if he would show up for a debate, then Joey Rocha is going to be showing up for Fight the Flat Earth to debate him tomorrow. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it was like, I'm almost positive it was 2 o'clock Central, so that would be like 1 p.m. Eastern, and then it would be, no, sorry, that wouldn't be 1 p.m. Eastern. It'd be 3 p.m. Eastern, and then it would be like it'd be like noon Pacific. So like 2 Central. Remember, you're 1 hour later than me, Frank.
Yeah.
He keeps thinking every time. I'm Central. You're Eastern. But
I got
yeah,
it.
no, I'm just teasing you, buddy. So that's something to keep an eye out for. And then right after that, Fight the Flat Earth is going to be dropping his collab with me. What channel is it on? Well, so like my video's on my main channel, like my Brainy Beaver channel. That's when my video is going to be coming on. You're going to be sleeping. Oh wait, Bella, where do you live again, Bella? You're probably going to be sleeping, Bella, unless you're a freak for punishment. But that's possible.
Like me.
It happens. You're crazy, Frank. This guy's like, it's 2 a.m. I'm sorry I slept a little bit. I'm kind of sleepy, but let's do this. Let's fucking stream, motherfucker. It's like, Frank, I'm going to bed. Bye. Like, sorry, bud.
Dude, I woke up at 4:30 p.m.
It's ridiculous. But anyway, so that is going. Okay, so my video is on my channel. Fight the Flat Earth is debating Joey Rocha on his channel, and then immediately after the debate, Fight the Flat Earth is going to insta premiere my collab and my Fight and I's collab with together, and then of course he's going to be he's going to be pointing people at my channel using that as well. So it should be really beneficial for me. I'm going to drop my own video in the morning, start getting the steam rolling on that. So when people get to it, it shows that there's lots of videos or lots of views, and it got, it got released in the morning. So by then, hopefully the algorithm's kind of, what I'm hoping happens is the algorithm's already kind of giving it a little bit of love. And it's already kind of being shown around, and then all of a sudden it gets that big bang from Fight the Flat Earth channel. And, this is how the algorithm works. Depending on, depending on exactly what goes down, that could be enough to, like, really push it into the recommended and stuff like that. And you never know. Not only might I make a couple bucks, but I might grow as a channel and just continue this endeavor towards, who knows, whatever. See where it goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, the more content you make, the easier it's going to be for people to find it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, it'll be fun. Other than that, we'll log out in dramatic fashion. If Frank wants to add any post-production sounds, he will. And other than that, we're just gonna wave goodbye, say bye, Frank, and we'll say goodbye to the people watching. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Night Shift for the win.
Really awesome.
Yeah, David Shipley. Well,
just to come on at last minute.
Well, the nice thing is, David, you'll be able to hear these on podcasts. So yeah, you won't have to necessarily use up your video. You can Red Dragon Radio this stuff afterwards too. So we do try to do them every Saturday. We don't always get them done. So. Yep.
Yeah. Life is crazy, but I'm glad.
You just keep having to take these trips upstate to go jerk off into petri dishes. It keeps sucking up your evenings.
Yeah, so they can turkey base missiles.
There you go. That's the attitude. Everybody loves to get in there. The doctors are like, "Woo!" Anyways,
they said no lotion and don't spit into your.
They don't want to water that bitch down, eh? Wait! We never finished that. You got to put like a little doggy thing over the couch. That couch is covered. Wait, we did finish that. Never mind.
Well, yeah, I cover it pretty good. But then I dry jerk.
Ah, so did you get those little micro cuts on it when you go real hard and you dry jerk? Or is that just me? Sorry, maybe I jerk too much. You gotta spit on that shit,
I might. But so after she said that, I was like, okay, but do you have any farm animals available?
They probably don't take that too.
She just
Dead.
stared at me for about a second, and she just started dying.
Okay, so some of them don't have a sense of humor. I've heard.
Because after I said it, I went, I can't believe I just fucking.
That's
said
awesome.
that.
Well, we're gonna end it on that note. So anyway, so say goodbye, Frank. Again, we'll say goodbye. See you guys later. Thanks for coming. Thanks for having us, and chat you guys later. Night night.
Don't let your
meatloaf. Nice.